All right, we're back for Angry Late Night. So if you guys missed the previous two streams, you now get Angry Late Night, where I hang around a little bit longer, kind of discuss what's going on snowboarding, share some self-deprecating stories, and we go from there until I get too loopy and pass out. Most people just think I'm drunk for some reason. If you guys didn't know, like I just came back from a fundraiser to get my friend Lauren to the Deaf Olympics. We talked about in the previous two live streams. She raised a ton of money. It was awesome to get the whole snowboard tribe together, so that was cool. Otherwise, just to keep everyone in the know, on November 7th at the Underground here in Breckenridge, they're having their Locals Appreciation Day sale that extends to pretty much the whole state of Colorado. So if you're around, which is also opening weekend of Breckenridge, you should swing in. It's 20% off anything in the store, or any of the new items in the store, I should say. So other stuff will be marked down, but it's a pretty good sale, and there's a bunch of movies that'll be premiering at the Breckenridge Distillery. So let's just dive into this. The Jihad Joe, did you send it today? Fuck no, I didn't send it. It's the second day of the season. Why would you ever send it that early in the season? It's the white ribbon of death. That's how you die. I don't want to die on the white ribbon of death. I've done that before. That's how I got a concussion the one year. No, fuck that. So yeah. Fizzled, it's Angry Late Night. I got a beer, a half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and I'm wearing sunglasses. You sure you're not Corey Hart? You might be Corey Hart. Which, if that's the case, you should probably take your sunglasses off because you lost your career a while ago, sir. Yes. Brian Mullane, do you think you will ever get back into Vail Resorts, or do you even want to? I just don't even give a fuck at this point. Like, yeah, I could do it. I could just put a fake name down, change my name to like Cliff Drop or Bomb Hole or some shit like that, and just go get a pass. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. That shit does not matter at all to me. I mean, I actually think I might have the offer for a comp season pass this year. I'm not even sure, through someone else, but yeah, I don't care. I'm happier not dealing with it. Like, I have less stress in my life. So yeah, there we go. Jake XSV, it seems like there are a lot of downsides with living in Colorado: living cost, lift lines, housing availability, etc. What's the best board town in your opinion? I live in it. I live in the greatest town for snowboarding, in my opinion. I love Breckenridge. I love where I live, but at the same time, I've also sacrificed, and I understand what it takes to get through it, unlike a lot of other people that don't. Otherwise, other good shred towns, you could always live in Salt Lake City. That's one. Park City, it's kind of crowded. I heard Mammoth is cool, but I was not impressed when I was there. Tahoe, but I would go North Lake over South Lake. Bozeman, I think it's Bozeman, is getting pretty big, but like Bridger, Big Sky, shit like that. I mean, anything off the beaten path could be pretty solid. So yeah. Oh, I love this. Donna J. Thakur, hey, from India, it's 9 a.m. No time for beer. Gotta go to work. Well, you know, some of us have to work. Some of us just have to hang out, you know. Yeah, let's see what else we got going on here. I feel like I'm missing a few questions here. S2000 guy, was the AM live stream the max at 124 concurrents? Yes, we did not surpass that in the afternoon. It seems like the morning ones always do better, so it might become a regular thing where once a week I'll do a morning live stream. I got to weigh out my schedule and kind of figure that out. So, yeah, there's that. MRoss58, do you know who Young Dolly is, and what's your opinion on him? Does he hang out with Tekashi 6ix9ine? No. I don't. Should I know who he is? I don't know anymore. Oh, Paul WB, what's the best season pass picture you've seen? Hang on. I might have one for you guys. Let's see if it's in here. Let's see. Well, there's that one, but where's the other one? There's one that's fucking astronomically funny. Shit. I don't have my old Holiday Valley one, but here. Yeah, that's a mullet and a handlebar mustache. That was my season pass for like photo for 10 years with Vail, but I wish I had my Holiday Valley one. I'm I've got a lazy eye going this way. The other one's looking down. I got a finger completely up my nose. I look like I'm mentally retarded. It's friggin' hilarious. Did that. I've also got a copper pass from a couple years ago. The guy in the office confused me with someone else and put me down as Brian Lefevre. I also think he might have been an It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan because I literally took my ID and put it in front of him. I was like, that's my fucking name right there, Avron Lefevre. And he put me down as Brian Lefevre. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, anyways. Let's see. Skylar W. I'm East Coast and would love to live out west. I'm in PA right now and live like 10 minutes away from the resort, but it's so small. Dude, there's nothing wrong with living on the East Coast if that's your thing. Wasn't my thing, but being as close to the resort as possible is always clutch. Like, fuck, man, I don't know how I used to take 3 buses to go to Copper. Now I got a car. I'm there in like 20 minutes. It's like, fuck me. Ian Sutcliffe, do you mountain bike? Fuck no, I don't mountain bike. The last time I mountain bike, this happened. Like, you see that pop? Yeah, no. Try to jump off for over a 3.5-foot wall. It's never fun. That's how you get fucked up. J. Crew with the $10 super chat. What's up, bud? Thanks for the super chat. Let's see. Kevin Hub, nice glasses, nerd. Listen here, douche juice. I will come to your house and steal your dog and eat it. Eat it. Just so everyone knows, Kevin is in the chat. So if anyone has any questions for Kevin, he will be answering a few. Jack Ripper with the super chat for $10. Thanks for everything. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Jack Ripper, snowboarders you looked up to while growing up and or currently. Well, I looked up to Kevin Jones big time when I was a kid. He was definitely like a role model to me in some aspects, though I never rode like him. I didn't really ride like anyone. I rode like a lot of local guys. That was it. Like Joey Marciano. I could always copy Joey's style, but Chris Perks was a good dude. Still is a good dude. But he was definitely the big role model for a lot of us kids when we were growing up in Western New York. Still lives there, doing a lot of shit, raising his kids, working park crew and stuff, various things around there. Rad guy. Let's see what else. No, that was like my big influence. I always liked Arrow's style, Arrow Edela. He was really good. Let's see. Who else? Danny Cass was cool when he came on the scene, and then he became a fat tool, and now he rolled sushi at Mammoth, I guess. But he was cool when he first came into the half pipe scene because it was like kind of stagnant, and he was doing different shit back then. But now, as I get older, I look up to a lot of the older guys that can still make a career in snowboarding and are still doing it. Like Dale Rayberg. Dale Rayberg is actually, he was a big and not a big influence like as I was snowboarding, but he did this segment one time on ESPN where he went to Alaska, and I remember watching it going, I want to do that. I just want to ride fucking bottomless POW. Like, I just want to snowboard. And that was like right before he retired too. So that was really cool. And now I'm friends with Dale, and I've gotten to snowboard with Dale, which is super fucking rad. And he's doing rad things with Nidecker and Flo. Actually, if you're in Southern California and you ever see a Nidecker or a Flo demo, you should go to it because I guarantee you Dale Rayberg is putting it on, and Dale is the fucking man. He's just like one of the raddest people around. But it was really cool. Let's see what else was out. There's a few people like I look up to that are like local pros. Chad Otterstrom, I always look up to Chad because he's made longevity in his career. And he's kind of funny when his sense of humor is a little different and shit. And like, we always kind of heckle each other when we see each other and shit. But yeah, he's a great dude and stuff. And anyone that can have a career for like 3 decades and still be riding at a level that most people can't is amazing. So Chad-O is fucking phenomenal. So yeah, there's that. Alexa A, how much does Edge Tech matter for East Coast resorts like Holiday Valley? Was thinking Arbor, Coda Camber versus Capita Mercury. So there is nothing that can help you for riding Holiday Valley. It is straight fucking boilerplate. Like, you want to learn edge control, you will ride Camber, and that is it. Like, with no fucking edge tech. I do think that Magna Traction does work. Grip Tech from Arbor does work. A really good side cut with multiple radiuses that's kept sharp will work really well. I mean, personally, like, the Coda camber has that visual tech, so you see the grip tech when you look down, and that is going to give you some added contact and everything like that. Whereas the Mercury doesn't have that visual tech to it, but it still does grip exceptionally well. It is an amazing snowboard. So, you know, you got to kind of look at the pros and the cons of each of them, but I mean, magnet traction will work. My thing is like riding technique is so different when you live on the East Coast and you're learning your edge control and everything. You really have to learn how to be light on your feet and balance, and how to be a little more twitchy and understand where the sweet spot is when you're on edge, because if you go too far, it will disengage and you will wash out. And if you don't engage it enough, you're going to end up skidding around and not being able to lock in, and then you're going to hit like a death boulder or something, and that's going to spin you out. I think, but if you have a board that's traditional camber and you're riding the East, that'll definitely do you well right there. So let's see. Wiley McDonough. Trying to check out the POW division split. Saw today Rome's website. Still not updated. Seems kind of late. Any rumors about the line dropping? I know that they're shipping a little bit later. I thought that they supposedly shipped, and shops should have them this week, if not next. I think that's kind of the rumor. Since Kevin's in the chat, maybe ask him about that. He would know since he's still working in a shop. So yeah. The G.I. Joe. Avon, are the Rad Dead boards only for dads, or can a Weekend Warrior rock one? Well, a Weekend Warrior is also a Rad Dead, because most Rad Dads only can be Weekend Warriors, and most Weekend Warriors turn into Rad Dads for some reason or another. So yes, you can. Homo Torpedo, what are some essential items you always bring with you snowboarding? My season pass. That's kind of essential. Realistically, I just throw a backpack with everything I've got in the back of the car. So it's like gloves, goggles, hat, helmet, everything's in there. I've got multiple pairs of everything. So if I get to the mountain and suddenly the weather's changed, I can just swap out to a different set of goggles with a bright lens or a low light lens, or, you know, anything in between for that. And I take water with me, sunscreen too. That's about it. And then I've got this weird mat that was given to me by a PR company to do a review on. And actually, it's going to go into a top 5, but it's designed so that you can just put it down in the snow, stand on it, change your shoes to your boots and whatnot. And I have that sitting in the back of the car always for changing out, so like I can keep my boots on there and keep the dirt and everything kind of maintained. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. Let's see what we got going on here. Everyone's asking Kevin shit. Let's see what's up. Cyborg Santa 2. Yeah, I have a Burton custom camera and looking to add to my quiver. What do you recommend? I mainly board in Australia. All right, so you got the custom camber, so you've got that. I think you should probably get a party board next. You know, Slush Slasher, Telos Backslash, K2 Party Platter, one of those volume shifted, dink around little boards that you can go have some fun with. Kind of send it, you know, that way if you get some of that POW you guys occasionally get down there, which is heavy and wet from what I've heard, you can still go ride POW with it and kind of just slush race, or in the spring go bank slalom, turn it through the trees. That's what I would definitely like. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going on here. JD, do you think Shaun White's butt plug is black or pink? I think it's flesh, and he actually hires someone to plug him. So, there you go. Let's see. I feel like I might be missing. Vinyl Richie, when you come to Whistler? I mean Vale. I actually might be in Vancouver. Depending on this road trip I'm taking. I got to look at some logistics, because I really don't feel like doing super long drives after doing 2,400 miles last week, round trip to LA and back. But I might be in Vancouver because I really wanted to stop in and see Rob at Wired and maybe do like a meet and greet in Wired Snowboards. I got to talk to him some more about that. But I thought that would be kind of cool to meet up there and then maybe ride like Grouse, Seymour, you know, Cypress, those mountains around Vancouver. It's a tentative idea. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. So let's see. I don't know if I'm missing any questions here. Blah, 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 blah. Next meetup in Colorado, when is it? I'm waiting to see how the snow pans out right now. We're still relatively early in the season. I want to see where it's going to pan out the best, but we will have a barbecue at the beach at the basin. I know Coffees and Carvers is coming back to Gravity Board Shop. I forgot to talk to Dylan Larney, the manager, tonight when I saw him, but I want to kind of do some stuff with them, so I might be around Saturdays at Copper for Coffee and Carvers and set your guys' boards up and talk shop with you, stuff like that. There will be something at Copper too. I want to do something at Powder Mountain. And then I might do something in December on the East Coast. That's still tentative because I'll be seeing family. So, Jack Ripper, do you know if the signal disruptor changed from when you reviewed it? The monthly payment marketing got me, and I ordered a 2020. I thought they made it a little softer. I think that's it. I don't know. That was like 3 years ago when I reviewed that. I need to get some more. I got to email Mark over at Signal and see if I can get that. BTC Nick just got here doing Mammoth. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Frank Lyons. Averin got in touch with Snowfish. Want to add the Deeps to the lineup. Kind of sketchy setup in Salt Lake. They leave a board with a receptionist and you pay her. Kind of odd thoughts. So it's not weird. You just got to understand that it's like the snowboard side is kind of like this. They work with carbon. I think they do like rims for cars and something like that. It's not sketchy. It's I thought it was weird when I was sending stuff to this address to this other company, and from what I've heard, it's not really sketchy, and it's just that it's a separate entity from their parent company, and so it's not like this big full-time thing for them. Like I think they make all their money off rims, or like I said, or whatever it is, they do something, and like they have the factory in the back of wherever else, and so it's like this side project because the guy snowboards, but totally not sketchy. Yeah. The Do Skate team, experienced rider worried about getting a rocker. Should I stick to camber or go for a hybrid like a LibTech camber or rocker camber? If you've really ridden camber, going to a full reverse will be so fucking weird to you. It will feel really loose, and you got to understand that you actually steer reverse camber more underfoot than you would like traditional camber out at the tips. I think a C3 is a great way to transition in because C3 is basically camber 2.0 or a cam rocker, a traditional camber into a rocker. That's the best way to transition. Then your next step would be going to like a hybrid with the reverse and then the camber underfoot, and then you would go full reverse. So yeah, there we go. Let's see. Will Doyle, dream 80s supergroup that could never happen, and why is it just made of clones of Pat Benatar? No, Pat Benatar would not be in my 80s supergroup. My 80s supergroup would be Sebastian Bach on vocals. We would have Mick Mars on guitar. All right. We would have Don Dokken also on guitar and backup vocals, just so you know. We would have oh shit, what the fuck is his name there? Fuck, I can't think of it right now, but the drummer from Rat, the original drummer from Rat, I think he's dead now. And then for bass guitar, it would either be Nikki Sixx, still questionable, I don't think he's the best, or we would put Lemmy in there, and Lemmy would play bass guitar, like a lead guitar on there, or tentatively we could throw Richie Sambora in there. But my super group would be nothing but great 80s hair bands. Pat Benatar would be topless in the front row. So there. Let's see. Angry, weird question. I don't know if I can make sense of it through text. If you have two different boards, each with two different pairs of binding, obviously they will ride feel different. How do you know what difference is caused by the binding and what by the board? Okay, so first off, this is part of the reason I always ride the same binding on everything so that I get consistency. But the thing to look at is how you're like look down while you're riding and laterally flex the binding. and look to see where the differences are, because every binding will have a different flex point in it. So when you're riding along, do a butter, like go up on your nose or your tail, but look down at your foot and see how the boot is moving in the binding and where it flexes and where it locks in. Because obviously, if the binding has a mini disc and a regular disc, they're going to flex entirely different. So you're going to notice more lateral play in the binding. You could even do it while you're carpet boarding in the house. The other thing will be camber profiles. Like certain camber profiles react differently. Like traditional camber will react different than cam rocker, which will react different than hybrid, which will react different than full reverse. So when you look at it, everything one of those, and which I've done an explained video on just about every camber profile out there. So that should really explain it. So if you really need to question it, you can always go check out the explained series and look at that. That'll break it down for you. But when you're looking at it, there's certain things that you can realize are reactive to the binding. Like if you go out, rail a really hard carve, drive off the tail of the board so you're flexing your back knee towards your front one, really pushing into it, you're going to notice if the board is going to slingshot you off the tail right away. And both boards should do that regardless of the binding. But let's say there's like some differences in it. If there's a slight delay in how you do it, then it's probably a binding issue. So hopefully that makes some sense of what you're trying to do there. So yeah. Water bottle. When in LA, did you make it to hot dogs and handrails? Fuck no, that was like a week before I was there. I was literally like, I came from Vegas to LA to drive north to Oxnard to go to a wedding, and I was there for about 3 days, and then I turned around and promptly just left. And took old Route 66 back, which was rad. Route 66 was cool. Stopped at the Grand Canyon. It was a fucking tourist trap with a giant gaping hole in the ground. I paid $35 to look at a fucking gaping hole in the ground. I could have paid less in Tijuana to look at a prostitute. So, yeah. Okay. Kellen Schlief. Just got my first true camber board. What should I expect switching from rocker to camber? So, with reverse camber, full rocker, you steer more underfoot. With traditional camber, you're going to steer out at the tips. So basically, what you're going to do is over-exaggerate all your movements that you use to steer a board. Also, you're going to have load. So when you're pushing down on the board and pushing into it, you're going to feel this rebound of the camber pushing back up. That is the load of the board as you weight and unweight it, which is how you shift your knee to push into the center of the board. You're going to notice that the whole dynamic changes. And what that does is it means you're going to be using more power to put into the board, but you're going to get way more response out of it. So just be prepared for that. Will Kelly, what can you say about the Capita Slush Slasher, and should I buy it over the Vans High Standard Pro boots? Dude, you're buying two separate things there, but my theory is never skip on boots. Always put all your money into your boots. Get the boot that fits your foot, fits your needs, has a proper fit in everything. After that, you can ride anything. But if your feet are fucking miserable, you're going to be miserable. So spend the money on the boots. If you need to, if you're choosing between boots and a board, get the fucking boots. Get the fucking boots. You need new boots, get new boots. You can get a board later. You can pick one up on sale. You can get one used, shit like that. So hopefully that answers that. Ian Sutcliffe, should I go to UC Boulder or stay in Salt Lake City? Salt Lake is crazy busy on the slips, but I've heard that about Colorado. Dude, you guys have no idea what busy is. You have no fucking idea. You want to know how long it's going to take you on a Saturday to get from Boulder to Summit County, which is normally an hour drive, maybe an hour and 15 minutes? You're talking 7 hours unless you're up at 4:30 in the morning and on the highway. It is not worth it. Dude, if you can get in-state tuition, go to Salt Lake, go to the U, do that, deal with it. It's fine. Get a pass to Pow Mau, drive north, go shred there. Don't come here. Trust me, you will realize how bad it is. Let's see. Al about adventure. Have you ever tried the LibTech Orca? Have you ever looked at our snowboard reviews? If you haven't, I strongly suggest you go to our channel. You go to the LibTech Snowboard Review playlist, and you watch the Orca review. That's it. That's all you need to know. Let's see. What else is going on? Let's see. Ted Stom, did anybody ask about DPS Phantom? Is my name Chad Otterstrom? No. That shit's like borderline ski stuff. It's too specialized. That's something that just I will probably never get into in my lifetime. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. What else? Sam Balcarcel. If you were to die and be reincarnated as any piece of related gear, boards included, what would you be? I'd be a women's size small, because you know she's going to be petite, air blaster ninja suit. There you go. Be all up on her. Let's see. BTC Nick with the super chat. Come out to Mammoth. Maybe. That super chat needs to be higher if you want me to come to Mammoth. Let's see. BTC Nick. I'm trying to decide between bent metal solutions or Union Falcors to pair with the Orca 47. Any tips? Well, the bent metals are designed to go with Libtech Mervin boards. So you've got that. Personally, I think the Falcor might be a little overkill in terms of stiffness in the high back. For the Orca, I would probably put the solutions. Plus, the cool thing with the solutions is if you don't like the drive plate that's on there, you can always swap it out to like the Logic, the Transfer, or the Core Pro. So you could make it softer, stiffer, more rigid, more responsive, depending on which one you put in there. So that would be it. Let's see. Leo last name, Pants or Bibs. I'm a pants guy. Kevin's a bibs guy. I had a bad experience with bibs when I was about 5 years old. My Oshkoshes got stuck. I almost pissed myself in kindergarten. Almost in front of the whole class. I had to ask the teacher to help me how to pull the damn things down. It was really awkward. I remember that mainly because in my town, it was so small. The people you went to preschool with, you graduated high school with, you had 13 plus years of being in the same class with them, and they never fucking forget anything. So yeah. There we go. Let's see. Evan Hill, do you recommend practicing riding switch for beginner riders? Any specific tips for it? Everyone should be riding switch, even if you're not freestyle at all, just because sometimes you get in a hairy situation, you need to dig your toe edge in, you're facing the opposite way, you got to go with it. I think that it's a very good life skill to have in snowboarding. The best secret I can give you, or the best tip for that, is practice doing backside 180s off your toes. So, you come in, you pop, you look, you turn, you land, you're going to land switch, because when you pop off your toes, chances are you're probably going to land back on your toe edge, and that's going to teach you how to carve out of it, and then you'll probably revert around. It'll be really sketchy for a while, but that's it. Try to do 3 runs a day when you go snowboarding, top to bottom switch, even if you're going to be going slower, being a little more sluggish, because it's counterintuitive to what you actually know how to do. So you're basically retraining your brain to redo everything. Okay, James Dunbar. Dude, I'm late 40s, approaching intermediate ability, looking for great board for the Northeast, mostly groomers and switch. Rossi Templar or Arbor Westmark Rocker, thoughts? Love your reviews. I would probably go with the Templar over the Westmark Rocker, just because you get a little more camber underfoot there. You got the magna traction, and you really do want camber on the East Coast, in my opinion. I mean, not to say that the Arbor Westmark Rocker would suck on it, just if you get into some really boilerplate shit, you'll want that edge hold of the Templar. Plus, the Templar is a little bit cheaper, which means you save money, which means you can buy more lift tickets, which means you can snowboard more. So there's that. Yeah. All right. Homo Torpedo, brands gear to avoid. Gilson, I'm starting to think No Bad Day is one you need to fully avoid. Launch Snowboards. Any of the brands that are doing the fucking knockoff union binding that you can see it on No Bad Day's website right now if you go to the new arrivals section, but Terra Snow, Gilson, all of them, they're doing weird fucking knockoff union binds. It's like part Force, part Strata, it's a fucking clusterfuck. But if you've never heard of a brand and you can't find a review on it from someone that's actually reputable, not James Beastie from The Good Guide, because that guy sucks. then he shouldn't. I mean, I've got some new Chinese brands that have reached out to me that want to send me some stuff, so I'm gonna ride it. But I'll straight up be honest. I'll be like whether it's garbage or not. But yeah, those are kind of the brands that I would definitely avoid. Lexa A, are you over the helmet or under the helmet for goggles? Under the helmet all the way. I'm not a fucking kook. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Chuck Van. Hey guys, watching from Australia. Mid Arvo here. Love and appreciate the work you're doing. Angry for the win. Sick hoodie. So this hoodie, we will probably be releasing this next month for Black Friday sale, so you guys can get it in time for Christmas. Right now, this is the black and gray. I'm going to do one other colorway, and there will probably be 2 coaches jackets / windbreakers that we'll do, and there might be some mystery boxes in there. So hopefully you guys will jump on that. I mean, I'll have notification like when we're going to release it and how we're going to do everything and what it's going to be weeks ahead of time. So I'm just working out the kinks because I have to front this stuff up front and then sell it and hopefully sell through it and make my money back. So yeah. Let's see. We got a super chat down here. I thought I just saw one. Yeah. J. Crew, big fan. Hope all your efforts pay off, man. Hey, dude, I fucking hope they do too, dude. After 11 years of doing this, fuck, man. Like, everyone that's come after me has exponentially had it easier because I had to knock down doors of things. It was fucking rough back in the day. It's still kind of rough, but at least now there's things like Angry Snowboarder VIP, which if you're not a member, you should totally sign up. YouTube is finally monetized. Like, that was part of the reason I never went to YouTube was there was no monetization. Now there's monetization on that. Affiliate programs are fucking phenomenal, which for all you Euro guys that are bitching that I don't have any Euro affiliates, I finally got accepted for the Blue Tomato one, as well as some stores in Germany. So I'm going to be setting those up through the week or through the weekend to get everything going. So there'll be links to a new affiliate appearing on all the reviews. So I'll be going back through all that for you guys. So for all you Euro guys, I think Blue Tomato has like hundreds of stores over there from what I read. So I don't know how good it is. Never been there, but you'll be able to shop from them. So yeah. The Jihad Joe, Averin, Warpig, yes, typo, or Jones Frontier for Quiver of One. Go with the typo. It's going to be the most well-balanced board out of those 3. The Frontier, while it's good, it's still like more beginner and intermediate, where the typo is full intermediate, all mountain freestyle, and the Warpig is kind of specialized. Go with the typo. It'll be the most well-balanced out of there. So, yeah. Dominic and White, Averin started working in a snowboard shop recently. Chris Roach came in like my second week. I had no idea who he was. How bad should I feel about that? As bad as you want, man. It's all good. I know Chris. I've talked with him numerous times. He's a rad dude. Younger kids, I don't expect them to know the history of snowboarding. That's like, and Chris's run in snowboarding was so minuscule. I think it was only like 3 years before he thrashed his leg when he hit that rock. Where was that? Utah, I believe. I think that's where he did it, and he fucked himself up. And then he's been slowly coming back, but he's had a bad run with coming back, like D-Day fucking tank, Sims tank. At least now he's with Academy and Chateau, and he's got the Masters Series board, which I will be reviewing in November, I believe. So, yeah. There we go. Let's see. Michael Anderson, should I be keeping my bindings off the snowboard unless it's a riding day? No, because like once the season hits, keep it set, forget it. Just make sure you check your screws. The big thing is in the off season, you can release your bindings, like loosen them up a little bit, so there's not a lot of pressure on it. If you're leaving it in an area that it might be in direct sunlight, or there might be humidity, or there might be a pressure change and shit like that. Otherwise, yeah, set it and forget it. Mike Abramowitz, Union Stratas versus Forces. Ask yourself this. Do you want more like a surfier binding or something that you can be a little more rigid and charged with? That's going to be the big difference between the Strata and the Force, in my opinion, on top of the high back and the heel straps and everything. I think the Force is kind of like a more meat and potato binding at this point with Union's lineage, and the Strata is like a little bit more of an advancement to it. It's got a little few more bells and whistles, although they finally fucking fixed the high back forward lean adjustment push pin. They put a screw in there, which is the smartest thing they could do. So yeah. Water bottle. Have you seen the company that makes wraps for boards? Which one? Like, there's a new one almost every couple of years. It's not anything new. It's just a 3M sticker that you put down on top of your board. I mean, if that's what you want. I actually saw a kid the other day that had a Rick and Morty Pickle Rick Get Swifty graphic on a GNU. So if that's what you want. I think he actually had it on a Park Pickle, which was even more hilarious because he had Pickle Rick on a Park Pickle. So, yeah. Mike Sierra, hey, mate, just got the package. Cheers. Oh, sweet. Yeah, so Mike bought one of our mystery packs that we did the last time we did the live stream. Just so everyone knows, there was a bunch of stuff in there, and basically you ordered it based on your size. We will be bringing back the mystery packages sometime here in the future. Let's see. Will Doyle, when's the meetup at Pow Mount? I'm not sure. Probably sometime February, March. I'm thinking about getting out of here in February because Douche Tour is coming into town, and it'll be at Copper, which is fine because I'll just hang out at A Basin if I have to. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe February, if not early March. Got to talk with superfan Alan Russell and then figure out what time he won't be in the States so I can bring Kevin with me because otherwise he's going to kidnap him and put him in his creepy basement. So, yeah. Dan Dim, if you do learn to ride switch, should you be duckfoot? Because I ride positive 21 and negative 6, or it doesn't matter, just do it. You can do it either way. I know plenty of people that ride positive angles and ride switch. It's just a little bit weird. It puts a little different torque on your hips. Your angles and your stance width are very much a personal preference, so you want to make sure that you feel comfortable with it. Like I ride 15 negative 12, 21 inches wide, or 21.5 inches wide, just because it feels comfortable to me. But I mean, back in the day, I think I was riding I've ridden weird angles when I was growing up. Like at one point, I think I was doing 27 negative 21. There was a year I did 18 positive 9. Kind of just comes down to what you want. Frank Lyons, and fuck elevated surfcraft. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Fuck that kook. The guy that owns the company is one of the biggest fucking poser fake fuck. Rastaclot, man. Ja Love. I love all this. Dude, you're a fucking New Yorker with money. And dude, the funny thing is he thinks that he brought snow shapes back from Japan. Like he literally thinks he brought volume shifted snow shapes back to Japan. Fuck that guy. Mike Sierra, that hoodie is dope. Well, you'll have a chance to buy it next month. So yeah. Oh, Alan Russell is in the chat, people. Kevin, be afraid. Be very afraid. He can be here in 7 hours and 4 minutes. Let's see. Jason S. Mystery Box. That was awesome. Yeah, anyone that ordered a mystery box, I think I might have over-delivered, if anything, on them. I feel like no one has said anything negative about those. So, yeah. Marcos Castillo, do you like Huey Lewis in the News? I love Huey Lewis in the News. Funny story. So my aunt worked for Delta for 38 years or something obscene like that. And she worked out of San Francisco International. And she would do the pre-check for the celebrities. And Huey Lewis in the News used to fly through Delta all through the 80s and 90s and stuff. And she would check him in, and I wish I had kept it. I was such a fucking dumbass kid. She gave me one of my first CDs I ever got was Huey Lewis in the News. And I think it was the sports album, but it was autographed. And it was said, to Averin from Huey Lewis, thanks for being my biggest fan. And I was like, fuck this. I listen to punk rock. And it was like, fuck, dude, I wish I'd kept that because he had a rapport with my aunt, and he would always be like, hey, how are Averin and Brooks doing? Blah, 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 and stuff like that. So interesting thing. Oh, we got people fighting over Kevin in the chat. Kevin, I'm going to whore you out soon. Let's see. Tyler Garner just picked up a twin pig and looking to grab the Orca for powder days. Thoughts on those two for a quiver or two heading to Japan for the first time in February? Dude, you nailed it. You've got a twin volume shifted all mountain freestyle, more freestyle side board, and then you got a volume shifted pow board. Like you nailed it right there. That's two boards that you should be covered with. If you can't find an Orca in your size, pick up a Super Pig. It'll be just as good. So yeah, there we go. Let's see. Let's see. Will Kelly, what are the best goggles, including the price? Well, we're in a day and age right now where there's a lot of great goggles out there. So any of the brand name ones. So Dragonsmith, Oakley, Electric, Von Zipper, Spy, Olay. Those ones are solid. The problem is we got all these shit-ass companies popping up on Amazon selling goggles for like $10 knockoff versions of them. Realistically, what you want to do is find the goggle, because everyone's eye lens is shaped different. You want to find the goggle that has more of a natural contour to like how yours is. Otherwise, you'll start to notice distortion. I got PRK surgery 2 years ago, and since then I've noticed a lot more distortion in goggles. Like my Dragons are totally fine visually from here to here, but right in the dead center, there's a weird spot where there's this distortion in the lens right where it bends, and I notice it, and it freaks me the fuck out every time I look through it and I notice it. So, yeah. So there's that. Definitely do that, but avoid any of those shitty-ass knockoff brand goggles that show up on Amazon, and they're like $30 and 4 extra lenses in a carrying case. Yeah, fuck those things. Dude, you sneeze on them and the coating comes off. Yeah. Ooh. Anonymous K, thoughts on Twin Pig and United Shapes Orbit as a two-board setup? Dude, solid, once again, choice right there. You got your freestyle aspect. You can ride that board just about anywhere with the Twin Pig. The Orbit, you can go out /pow carve with. It can be a party board in the spring. You're good, man. You're good. So, yeah. Let's see. Haha. I'm having some fun over here. I'm making Alan and Kevin both moderators, and I'm going to let them fight. This is going to be hilarious. So there we go. Raul Duke with the $5 super chat. Hope you're feeling better after getting that root canal today. The Meds win next time, Colorado. People, you have no excuse. See you, Kooks at Keystone and A Basin. Well, you got to pass to both? All right. Well, anyways, bud, hope you feel better. Hope the meds don't keep you too loopy, and we'll catch up with you next time. Rob Games, what do you fuel up on before a long day of riding? Diet tips is an overlooked. Dude, I don't even eat breakfast. Like, I don't eat. I wake up, I slam like a pint of water, I eat a bunch of fucking pills, like my glucosamine and a bunch of other shit. Then I fucking go ride. If I'm feeling really ornery, I might plow down a banana. My diet habits are fucking atrocious when it comes to the season. I'm trying to get better with it, but always eat light before you go. You never want to eat heavy. It makes you sluggish and shit. But I only ride like 4 hours a day. A hard, long day is like 6 hours of riding, realistically. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Alexi Struthers, what do you think of the Burton Paramount? The Paramount is like that entry-level board, if I remember correctly. Unless I'm confusing it with something else. But I think it's that entry-level board. Not too familiar with it, to be honest with you. But for some reason, it keeps sticking out to my mind as being an entry-level board. I think I wrote it like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers that. John Avron, what's your preference for all mountain? Super Pig or flagship? For me personally, Super Pig. It's got a little bit more freestyle aspect to it. So I'm definitely more of a Super Pig guy over the flagship. Although the new flagship, I like the shape on it, and it is a rad board. I always tend to gravitate a little bit more towards a freestyle all mountain board. Like that's just kind of how I go. Like I just like things that I can be a little more freestyle focused with. Jay Creary, what do you think about Powmo advertising on publications such as the Wall Street Journal? How long do you think they will keep up that 1,500 day ticket limit? So just so everyone knows, Powder Mountain limits the amount of day tickets they will sell at 1,500. So the busiest day on the mountain, there's probably still less than 2,000 people on there. And that's a pretty big mountain. I think it's smart on their end to advertise in the Wall Street Journal. You're hitting a different demographic. And, you know, the people that, like, from my experiences of being there, people there are more affluent. And it doesn't, you know, they're more willing to have they want a good experience. There's nothing wrong with that. Do I think that they will ever raise that cap of 1,500? Probably. But I don't ever see them ever selling more than 3,000 tickets in a day. Like, and even then, 3,000 on how big that mountain is like, it'll be pow-mow crowded. But you got to think there are days when Breckenridge will have 27,000 people on it. 27,000 people. That's fucked. That's fucked. Pow-mow will never be like that. So, yeah. Let's see. Caleb Smith, rate my quiver. IPP, Hanali, Jones, Mind Expander, GNU, Mueller. Hanali, solid choice. A lot of camber in there. Really going to teach you how to load and unload a board. Can't go wrong with that. Mind Expander. Super surfy. Great pow board. Fucking phenomenal. Good. GNU Mueller. I fucking don't care about that thing. I think that board's overrated. I've never been really overly impressed with it. I mean, you can charge with it. I guess it's an okay free ride. I still think there's better ones out there. Yeah. Let's see. Nolan Wiley, I'm riding a Burton Trick Pilot, but I'm looking into the Never Summer Westbound. Any thoughts? Don't do it. Just don't do it. You're gonna be sadly disappointed if you like that Trick Pilot going to that Westbound. It's gonna ride so different. Don't do it. So yeah, Aaron Taylor, your top 3 boards this year. Number 1, Capita Simulator, fucking favorite park board I rode. Like that thing was hands down just absolutely phenomenal. Number 2, I would go with the Ride Algorithm. That is going to be a sleeper hit this year. I think more people need to check that out if they're looking for a rad dad, all mountain freestyle, intermediate to advanced level board. Even a beginner, like someone that's a competent beginner, could ride it. And then I think the Super Pig is fucking absolutely phenomenal, but that would tie also with the new Party Platter. Those two are super phenomenal. So yeah, there we go. Let's see. Let's see. S2000 guy, bought the first year terrain record based on your review. I find it does everything well. I'm surprised you don't recommend it more. Seems the typo is your favorite in that category. Any reason why? I ride so much shit I forget about boards. I've also had 23 concussions. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. I don't have a master spreadsheet where I go, haha, today we're going to do this. But I should just get a giant dartboard with board names on it and be like, oh, you want this? And just throw a dart and be like, you get recommended this board today. Next day, he asked me the same question, and I'm just like, yeah, and you get recommended this. Like, that would actually be kind of fucking funny. I might have to do that. Just get a giant spinny wheel and just be like, all right, the wheel of misfortune, and here we go. Oh, you're a never-ever rider. I recommend you the Endeavor archetype. That could actually be really fucking funny. I might have to do that. So, yeah. Will S., if I want a homebrew balance trainer, could I use a skateboard deck with grip tape on a roller? Yes, but you don't even need a roller. Go get a 3-liter of soda, shake it up till it's rock hard, tape up the top of it with a bunch of duct tape on there, gaffer tape or whatever, and you're absolutely golden. I actually have one. That's what I use, is a 3-liter that's just shaken up so it's so pressurized, and an old skateboard deck, and I just balance and rock back and forth, and that is absolutely amazing. So there you go. Let's see. Will Doyle, any carnage at opening day? No. There was maybe like 100 or 150 people at the Basin. I mean, other than the snow carnies from Keystone that came up because it was $15 tickets, almost everyone knew how to ride. There's a lot of people that I knew that showed up because they've been day drinking all day because it's kind of mud season. They're like, oh, they opened. They were probably in no shape to ride, but they did it, and they survived, and I can't believe it. If anything, there was more carnage on day 2 from the hangovers. So, yeah. Willis, hey, Aaron, are you guys doing a review for the Nidecker concept for 2020? I know it's supposed to be a bit stiffer than the area, but was keen to know your take on it. Dude, so we got given a concept, and no one knows where the fuck it went. It, like, just magically disappeared. And I could have sworn that I actually wrote a review on it, and I can't find it. And I'm convinced that I've written it. It's like the Mandela effect. Like, I know it's there. And somewhere between me, Kevin, and our friend Jordan, it just magically went MIA, and no one knows where it was. It was in a box at one point, and it fucking went MIA. And we were going to do it. I'm going to try to get one. But, yeah, I have no idea. Dean Hinton, will you be at Loveland Demo Days? If you're talking about the WWSRA demo, I tend to pop in for that. I do need to come by and talk to a few reps, hang out, drop off booze to them, kind of give them the Stokes, slap high fives. So maybe I'll be around. Yeah, so I should be around for that. So yeah. Paul WB, any Nitro Team Pros headed your way for a review? We didn't get any in the spring, so maybe this fall, December, we'll get on something. No guarantee on that. Okay, Anonymous K, he talks shit about the Good Ride a lot. How about the House Outdoor? I watched a couple of their videos, and it seemed like market regurgitation to me. The House Outdoor is owned by thehouse.com, which is a retail store. Their whole job is to review the products that they sell and regurgitate the marketing so that you buy from their store direct. That's all it is. Like, they're literally a retail conglomerate. Their whole job is to just push you into buying their products. So, yeah. Yeah. Homo Torpedo, do you still skateboard? I tried once this summer and my knee almost gave out. I need to get back into it. It's something I just never have the time anymore, and I really don't have I don't have the crew that I used to ride with. Nolan Wiley, A Basin or Bro Stone? Shout out from Eagle County. Well, I'm banned for life from Vail Resort, so it's A Basin all the way. Let's see. I think we're kind of cool on that. Oh, did I skip a super chat in there? Let's see. Holy shit, you guys are dropping some serious questions in here. Josepha Brechterfield, thoughts on the DCHR? Kevin will know more about that. You'd be better off asking him in the soup or over there in the chat. Let's see. Seth-san, what do you recommend more, the Slush Slasher or Party Platter? Looking for something that's good in the park and powder. Oh, Party Platter. The new Party Platter for 2020 is fucking phenomenal, especially because they twinned it up. It's got camber. That board is phenomenal. Like, whoo! Oh, yeah. No, Party Platter 110%. Yeah, so there you go. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so here's a good one. Skylar W. My old board was rocker. My new board is rocker camber mix. So I'm assuming reverse with camber underfoot. Yeah, camber in the middle, rocker. Okay, so it's cam rocker. Okay, so you got a cam rocker board. What is loading a board? So traditional camber has an arc like this. And when you put your weight on it like this, you're loading it to flatten it out. And then when you start to bend your knees and pull up, the board will rebound back up. That is the rebound spring. So what you're doing is you're loading it down to flatten it. And then as you bend back up, it curls back up. So down, up, down. That is the load of a board. I really need to make an explain video, I think, about that, because there's a lot of people that don't understand what the load of a snowboard is. And unfortunately, James Beastie at The Good Ride is telling people all the wrong information. And now we're getting a whole generation of retarded people out there. Colin Doyle, can we expect any Burton reviews this fall? Yes. Flight attendant, Burton, custom Flying V process, Hometown Hero for sure. I'm going to get those from the underground here in Breck. And then I talked to Dylan at Gravity, and I think he's got a bunch of stuff over there that I'm going to get on. So I'm going to go through a shop, which is a little different than what I normally do. But basically, I have to trade a shout out to the shop for the product to review it, and I have no problem promoting my local shops. So, yeah. Paul WB, since we're doing the quiver thing, I have a new party platter, rad, and the last space case, rad. If I need a third board, what would it be? You need a bigger POW board is what you need. Something a little bit longer, like a bigger mind expander, you know, like the 58 or up, maybe an Endeavor Archetype, Rosinal XV, although that might be too much board. But you need a dedicated, like, straight POW board that's not volume shifted, like just like a longer one, but you can still go rip a carve with when you're on groomer, like more free ride focused board. As 2000 guy, I'm out. Need to drive the 5.0 tomorrow. Enjoy the late night weirdness. Well, be safe out there, bud. Water bottle. Any boards you want to ride for the season but haven't? Yeah, Smoking Snowboards. Tell Jay to get a hold of me. I know you work there. I would really like to ride Smokin', the New Arbors, DC's Karua, Burton, of course. The Endeavor Alpha is another one that's on my list that I want to. Also, the Super DOA is definitely on the top of the list. I think that's like a few right there. Let's see. Josh Mao, looking for a directional all-mountain board with magnet traction. Suggestions. Yeah, okay, so you want something directional, all mountain. Check out the new niche Maelstrom. That one's super solid. Then let's see if we go over to like Mervin stuff. The GNU Billy Goat might be a little stiffer than what you like, though. That's a little bit of a burlier board. You could do the GNU Mueller. I'm not a fan. The Libtech Swiss knife. Let's see what else is in there that's directional. I'm trying to think because a lot of that stuff is twin. I'm pretty sure the E-Jack knife is actually twin, but it might be twin directional. There's that. Let's see. You could check out the Rosnell Angus or the One as well. I think that gives you a few options right there. Aaron Taylor, what bindings you rocking this year? Right now, I'm just still rolling my old K2s from like a couple seasons ago, but they're starting to turn chalky white. I really want to pick up, I would really like a couple sets of Rome Black labels, but that's probably not going to happen due to cost prohibition. I mean, they're like, what, 550 a binding? I'm still kind of up in the air on what I'm going to ride. I was actually looking at Burton's, which would be the first time in probably 20 years since I rode Burton's on my personal setup for me. So, yeah. Chico Derguch, maybe my ludes are kicking in, but you seem heavily caffeinated tonight. I don't drink anything with caffeination. I drink water right here. And no, this is like second wind of the day. Just got back from my friend's fundraiser in Frisco. It was awesome. We raised a lot of money to help send her to the Deaf Olympics. The cool thing was I shoved all my raffle tickets into these two outerwear kits from 32, and I won both of them. I won the first one, and it was funny because like the first one was like a burgundy pant and then County Orange button-up ride, like they call it a jacket. It's not really. It's like a button-up shirt. And then the second one was County Orange 32 cargo pants and then like a maroon jacket. And I won both sets. And Phil from the Underground, he was like, dude, I want that County Orange setup. And he had like probably like 31 tickets. And I won both setups. And I was just like, dude, take the fucking County Orange, man. You want it. You're going to wear it. But yeah, so I was pretty stoked on that because I've got some friends that they're not as well off as me when it comes to snowboarding, and they're trying to get back in. And these are guys that I grew up with, like I've known for 20 plus years. And so I told them while I was at a wedding in LA that I was like, I got you guys. I'm just gonna fucking hook you guys up with all new shit. So I'm stoked. I've got a full setup for one of the guys right now. So yeah. So I'm kind of just living high on those endorphins. Yeah. Frank Lyons, 3/4 of the NHL have fewer concussions than Avon. Probably half of the NFL has fewer concussions than I do. I should legally be brain dead. I really should. I need to go get some testing done and see what damage I've actually done. Face skater, broke my arm and snowboard season is starting soon. Oh my God, it's an arm. You can snowboard with a broken arm. Fuck, dude, I had a full-blown on this arm. I had a full immobilizer. I was stuck like this, and it was a 14-inch pow day, and I went and rode with it. I was like rookie of the year status, like bucking Bronco, and I still did it. You got this, man. So, yeah. Let's see. What do we got here? Harume, hey Angry, I have a 2007 T-Rice Pro with Rome Targas, and I just bought a sushi from last year for $270. Do you think swapping those bindings back and forth would be fine, or should I get another set? It's up to you, man. I mean, you're looking at 8 screws. I think Targas are a great binding. It'll match up well on the sushi if you're trying to save money. Run one set. You got money to blow? Fuck yeah, buy a second set, man. Then you don't have to worry about it. So, yeah. And Alan Russell is leaving the chat. So, all right. Let's see. Ruziet Stark. So I have 2 boards at the moment that I ride, Orca and Mercury 19. I ride mainly all mountain free ride, but at the same time I'm in Australia, so powder is very rare over here. If ever, which board should I sell? Sell the Orca. You'll get more money for it. You'll get more money. It's just such an in-demand board. Sell it. You can actually probably sell it for more than you paid for it, depending on how in demand it is. But you should be able to get almost exactly what you paid for it. So sell the Orca. You should be good with that. We're up to 113 concurrent people here, and we're an hour into Angry Late Night, and it's only 10:30. Let's see how fucking weird we can get tonight. Um, Melancholy thoughts on Union Atlas. I tried to set a Union Atlases and I was fucking miserable. I need to ride the new ones with the new straps and stuff. Supposedly they're going to be sending me some stuff, so we'll see how that goes. Aaron Taylor, which Burton binding are you thinking? Thanks, appreciate it. I was actually looking at like the new mission, like the Kevin calls it the super mission. That kind of caught my eye in there. Otherwise, it would probably be Malavitas or Cartels. So yeah. Dave Arthur, I can get a good deal on a Burton Process Flying V. As a beginner, will I die in icier conditions or should I look at something else? No, you're not actually going to die with that on an icier condition because they have that frostbite edge, so it'll grip. Just to understand that you're going to steer more like right under your bindings. That's where all your grip is really going to be. So you're going to learn how to manipulate that board because you got that reverse in the center. So just be prepared to understand that you're steering basically from your bindings inward for the most part. Like that's where a lot of the drive of the board is. Will Doyle, James Beastie's the anti-vaxxer of snowboarding. James Beastie is the fucking Rudy Giuliani of snowboarding. Let's see what we got here. Gabe Sua. Okay, quiver advice. I have a clapped out Burton Foundation 155. United Shapes Orbit 151 and a Kapitakazi 151. Any ideas on another board, or should I invest into bindings? If that Arbor Foundation is clapped out, I would probably replace that and get something, maybe like an Arbor Shiloh or something to replace it. Otherwise, yeah, I'd go bindings. Dweezy Havern wanted to know if the GNU Billy Goat would be a good pick for border cross racing. Fuck yeah. That's that board, like off the tail when you're really like pushing through a turn, that board is phenomenal. Definitely look at that. So yeah. Chico Dergich, weird is inexpensive. I don't get what that's in reference to, but thanks for the super chat. Francis Jacob Turngun, 3D Camber Endeavor Board of Directors versus Kapitakazu for daily driver. The Kazu will be more aggressive than the BOD, just so you know. That is a bring your A game and charge hard with it board. If that's what you're looking for, Kazu. Otherwise, I think the BOD is a little bit more well balanced. So yeah. Dominic White, do I sell a kidney to afford more gear? No. You sell plasma and blood. That way you're not going to be laid up for an 8 to 10 week recovery by getting rid of your kidney. Instead, you can redo that. Like, I think it's every 3 weeks you can donate. And if you actually know the rotations of where you can donate, granted, you're going to get woozy and you're probably going to pass out for a couple days, but that's just like time travel. You just wake up in the future. You can hit all the different blood and plasma donations, or what you can do is try to find places that are doing scientific research and they need test subjects, because there's like multiple levels of this. My dad used to do this for years, where he would just like test out toothpastes and fill out shit and they'd pay him like $5,000. So always look into that. Will Kelly, I have 2 park boards and I want a weird fun board that is not necessarily for park. What should I get? Telos /. Right there. Telos /. Check that out. You can still ride park with it. It's going to be short, weird, fat, fun. You're going to be able to fuck around with it. So yeah. Let's see. Enos Nito, you see the Axios Halo coming out to help with concussions? I have no clue what the fuck that thing is. James Dunbar, tell us why you love the Party Platter so much, and how does the 2020 model compare to the 2019? So they changed the camber profile, and they made it full twin for 2020, which changes how the board rides. So before it was a flat with rocker in it, and now it's full camber. So what you get is you're going to get more drive and snap from the 2020, where it's going to be easier to – you just basically you can load it up and really push it off the tail, and it'll slingshot you out of the turn. Whereas with the flat to rocker, you could load up the tail, and it would kind of – slowly push you out. It was a little more butterable with the 2019, but the 2020, by being twin, more park, freestyle focused, it's just the direction. It truthfully became a party platter, and that's kind of how I feel about that. Let's see. Water bottle. What do you want from smoking? Everything. Give me everything. Let's see. What else? I feel like I'm getting all your guys' questions in here. Mike Abramowitz, any snow surf reviews possible in the near future? I mean, probably not. It's not my thing, but I never ruled that stuff out. I mean, maybe I would go do it for a day to fuck around. Doing reviews on it? Probably not. So, Ben Musgrove, 2018 Deep Thinker, 2020 Gold Member, 2020 Custom X. What's the best of my three? Probably the Deep Thinker will be the most versatile in there, in my opinion, which would make it the best. The Gold Member was okay. It wasn't mind-blowing. The custom, I haven't ridden the new Custom X, and I heard they made it actually softer. I need to check that out before I really can formulate an opinion on it. Gabe Sua, what do you think of the United Shapes boards? Dude, I've had a lot of fun riding the United Shapes boards. I like their marketing. I like their team direction. I like the quality of the boards. They're super solid. The Jihad Joe, Avern, how bad is Eldora for a local resort? I've never been. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours east. Like, I got 5 resorts 20 minutes from me. 2 hours east, 20 minutes. I plan to rectify that and check it out. I've heard from a lot of people that it's actually really fun, except on Saturdays, just because you get like a weird crowd that goes in there. But yeah, I need to check that out. So, oh, we got a super chat here from Jason. Assuming Forum was given to Peter Line and resurrected, who would you put on the team to create a modern version of the team from the Resistance? Devin Walsh automatically gets a spot because backside 180s for life. Okay, so realistically, Jeremy Jones needs to go back on there too as a showpiece figurehead, and Chad Otterstrom, but Chad owns Academy, so that probably would never happen. So let's say, so Peter's running the show. We got Devin, because Devin's still crushing it. Jeremy Jones is a good like flagship person to do it, and I'm not sure what JP's up to, but we should probably throw him in there just for good measure. So we got those two in there. Now, if we're going to get into like current people, I think Luif needs to be on there. I also think Jed needs to go over from ride to there, because he did ride for Form back in the day when he was a pipe jock. Then on top of that, I would like to see Maria Thompson on there, because I think she's fucking phenomenal as a female rider. She's just that. Jackie Flanagan as well. I'd like to see them. And Jill Perkins. So we've got 3 girls on the Forum team, which a lot of people would do that. For young bucks, like on the come up, trying to really think like who fully stands out and would embrace that Forum ethos on there. But I think like you might need to look at some of the Midwest kids that ride for like IPP and put them in there. And then you need a backcountry guy. So Pat Moore is going to get shuffled back to Forum from K2 because he's still got a few more good years than him left in him, at least in my opinion. And let's see who else is out there that would be really you know what? Let's throw Casey Willax on there. I'd like to see Casey on a big name team at some point. I think he's just fucking crushing it. Let's see. Dart, from what I read, it seems like the redhead stepchild of the Colorado mountains. It's flat. It has a really bad cat track to get you back to the base area. Mary Jane is full of moguls, which suck. The town is full of weird fucking people. Weird. Like, I'm not sure if they're gay cowboys or meth heads or gay cowboy meth heads. But, yeah. I've never been impressed with that mountain, ever. And I've heard good things. Like, if you catch it on a good powder day, it's supposed to be fucking phenomenal. But I fucking hate Winter Park. Like, I was sitting here and I was really, like I might be banned from Vail, but I'd rather ride Keystone, Breck, Vail, Beaver Creek, any of their resorts. But you tell me I have to go to Winter Park for something, I'm like, fuck, I have to go to Winter Park? Are you fucking kidding me? I fucking hate that mountain. And this year, SIA is putting the on snow over there again. Fuck me running. I fucking hate that place. Ugh. Let's see. Let's see. I think I might be catching up on questions there, guys. What do you got for me? Oh, man. James Dummer, I think I saw somewhere that you said that Maher is the best current snowboard maker. Is that still true? Thoughts on which one is the best one? They're not the best. They're the best North American made. I think their attention to detail and how they finish their boards to give them a solid finish is what separates them from other North American made. They're not the very best, but I think they're very solid. It's very hard to figure out who the best is, and right now there's been some shakeups with people moving to new factories. I want to reevaluate that question mid-February, early March, after I've ridden the 2021 stuff, because it's going to really tell me what's out there. So, yeah. Dean Hinton, what's your route when reviewing boards at Copper? If I told you, I'd have to kill you. All you need to know is that I get 20,000 vertical feet in under an hour and a half. That's all you need to know. But there's a set path, and it's mine. I'm not sharing it with anyone. Let's see. Let's see. Face Skater, I'm trying everything I can to heal by Thanksgiving. So, collagen peptides, get some. You can get like vital proteins for $20. Mix it into your shakes. That stuff's really good. Glucosamine chondroitin with hyaluronic acid and MSM is really good. Also, PT tension bands, anything that can keep you kind of loosely built, keeping that muscle going, because your arm is going to be fucking dinky when you get out of that cast. We're up to 123 concurrent people in here. Fuck, can we hit 125? We only hit 124 this morning. Olive Haro, do you think the Libtech Orca is too wide for a slender lady 5'7"-ish? No, because they're offering those new sizes in that smaller. Because was it? It's like they threw in a bunch of new sizes in there. The bigger thing is going to be like if you have a 7 boot or smaller. That's where you're going to really notice the issues in there. So you really want to make sure that whatever you do, the board is not going to be super wide. But you should check out, because Libtech's they're doing the women's boards now. There's the Dynamis and shit. You should look at some of the women's lib boards as well, because I think that would fill the void of what you're looking for. So, Dominic White. So I looked up where to sell plasma, found out you can sell testicles too. Yeah, they actually pay good money for testicles as long as you're healthy. I think at one point when I looked at it, they were going to give me like $8,000. I was like, I got 2 of them. So the other thing that you can look up to is donating organs after you die to scientific research. They will buy them from you, but you have to sign a disclaimer and you have to carry a card on you that basically says if you die, they have to do specific things, but you can get money that way. So, yeah. Jeff Demoose 776. I can't decide to sleep now or sleep at school tomorrow. Fuck school. Sleep through it. I did. Turned out fine. So, yeah. Skylar W, why are volume shifted boards the new hype recently? So the big thing with volume shift is it's just changing the dynamics so much of snowboarding. Like there's so many people out there that actually have such a big foot and they've just been limited on boards. And now suddenly they're like, oh my God, I don't have to ride a 173 wide. I can ride like a 154 ultra wide. And they do it. And it's just things come in phases in snowboarding. Like reverse camber was the rage, and then rocker, and then we kind of now we're back to camber 2.0. Like we go in phases of how things are, but right now those volume shifted boards, I mean, they just change the dynamics of everything, and it's awesome. MPIC00, nice look on Toy 313 style. With that being said, did you find the finest Warbington to turn the way you like, as well as hard charge and carve? So the finest is really playful. You can overpower it when you're carving. That's the one thing that I noticed was you lose some of the power off the tail because of the softer torsional flex. So when you're really driving it, it tends to kind of wash out a little bit. And in the process, you don't have as much grip in the point, but you have to know where the limitations are. You'll figure it out really quick within like 10 minutes of charging hard. You'll be like, oh shit, this is as far as I can take it with it. So yeah. Oh, let's see. J. Cruz sent an email a while back about sending a snowboard for King Kevin Carvet. Was that the Roswell Mini? Because we actually bought one. So yeah. Oh. Grant Christopher, should I get a season pass at a tiny resort that's an hour and a half drive, or suck it up and drive the 3 hours to Mount Hood? Here's the thing about tiny little resorts when they're close. You get very comfortable, and you can get yourself into a good, comfortable routine where you're like autopilot right to the resort and you ride. When I was growing up, I had a resort 15 minutes away. I was autopilot every day to get to that resort, and it's just like, and ride and ride. You'll ride more being closer. You're not spending as much gas. You're not putting the mileage on your car. So definitely consider it. Dan, good day, mate. How often do you diamond stone file your edges? Never. I just literally don't give a fuck. I just hit rocks. So yeah. Let's see. Alec Hernandez, would you recommend a 54-52A simulator for mostly park and jumps? I ride the 56 Spring Break Twin that mostly used for all mountain riding, charging, and hard Eurocarb. So you already ridden the simulator right there. The Spring Break Twin is the simulator. Like literally, it's just a different graphic. So I'd say if you've got a 56 and you're using that for riding, charging, and hard Euro carving, probably go with the 52 because the 54 you're literally dropping like that much. It's not that much of a difference. Let's see. McKinley Gillingham, good bindings to pair with new Capita Outer Space Living. If you're looking to do the Capita Union thing, I'd go with the Force or the Contact Pro. If you're looking for something else, K2 Formula, K2 Lean, AT on there. You could do the Rome Vice, the DOD, the 390 Boss, the Ride Rodeo, or the Limited, Burton Cartel, or Malavita. It's kind of a standard thing, or the Yes Now bindings as well. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing one. Water bottle. Spent all my money on gear and meth as Averin told me to. Damn right. Now you're a better human. So there you go. Benton Musgrove. Do I put Malavitas or Cartels on my Deep Thinker? I would probably put the Cartels over the Malavitas. It's a little more rigid of a binding, which will give you a little more drive and power with it. Okasako Karok Lenny. Are you going to test the Yes Globe NSB? They changed the flex. Yeah. My rep didn't have one when I wanted to. I just got to hit him up. I'm waiting until we get like more runs available, but I should be able to get on that by the end of the month or the start of next month. That is 100% happening. So, yeah. Dominic White, what's the best-selling snowboard brand besides Burton or Capita? Realistically, if we're talking straight hard units, it's Rosnell because they sell more rental units than anyone else. And that's cold hard fact numbers. Otherwise, if we're talking market share, it varies from region to region. I think Burton probably has the largest market share, and then everyone else is kind of fighting for second. Let's see. Max Nywin, would you consider an Endeavor Pioneer for a resort quiver killer? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That board is like, I should recommend that more. I really should. I had a great day at Park City Canyons on that thing. Like, it's like a medium volume shift. You can kind of just do everything with it. So yeah. Zach Winter, yo, when two brands come out of the same factory, does it mean there isn't much difference? For example, K2 and Ride are the same company, meaning does both their shit come out of the same molds? No, they have separate molds. Ride, I don't think they're made on the same floor. Like, I think K2 and Ride are on two separate floors, or at least they're designed on two separate floors, or they were. But no, you can look right at the specs from a K2 to a Ride and see that. What you have to look out for is smaller brands that use open molds. So an open mold means that it's available to anyone, and that's where you start to see like the actual overlap. Like, I think there was one year I rode 5 boards from 5 different companies, but they all came out of the exact same mold, and the only difference was the graphic and the fiberglass layup, and that was it. But the shape, side cut, everything was still the same. Yeah, so Crystal Savidra, what do you think of the Rome Inferno SRT boots? So the thing with boots is the best boot is the one that fits your foot, fits your needs, and just has what you want out of it in there. Rome boots now are way better than they used to be. I can tell you that much right now. Mike Abramowitz, thoughts on Mervin's C2X? I like C2X on certain boards. Like, if you go back through and look at any of the reviews on it, you'll notice right away that there's ones that I actually like. Like, C2X makes sense to me. You get a bigger camber zone out of it, so you're going to have more load and drive. Damian Jensen, wondering what the difference is between the K2 Joy Driver and Manifest. The biggest difference will be the flex. The Joy Driver is way stiffer than the Manifest. Let's see. Paul WB, I can't find the name of the company, but have you seen this crap device that can alter the camber of your board? Yeah, it's Sick Technologies or whatever. I call it the camber recalibrator. There is no faster way than that thing. Like, you're just defying the physics of how that board was built. Worst fucking idea ever. I can't wait to see how that thing, if it doesn't fully give the right calibration of the camber or the reverse, so it's like got more rocker than that. But if you want to see something really funny, go check out this snowboard brand called Proteus out of Colorado. It's like Proteaus or something. Check that out. They actually integrated one of those into their board before that company came out. So yeah. Chuck Van, always a road cam rocker. How does hybrid ride differently? Rocker in the middle, camber underfoot. 2 recommendations to look at if I was to try one. Intermediate all mountain twin. So you have 2 independent camber zones. So if, let's say, you want to lean back or forward into a press, it's going to be easier. You're able to manipulate that reverse camber between the feet, but you still retain a little bit of pop out of those camber zones. So what it does is it changes the dynamic of how the board drives in a carve. So like, versus a cam rocker where you're loading and then you got the rocker out in the tip and the tail, so you got this flex point back here where it hits and then it engages the tail, and that's how it locks in or disengages out of a carve. This, you've got this reverse section, so when you roll it over on edge, it doesn't necessarily have like that drive down into it. You're not loading it, but then you can load off that back foot, which changes how you slingshot out of a carve. It really drastically changes that. If you're looking for an all-mountain twin with that, what is it? That's is it the Niche Wraith? No, because the Niche Wraith is flat. Trying to think. There's the space case from GNU, or the head case. Think of what it is right now. It might be the Crux, but I don't think it's the Crux. So it might be the Wraith, but I don't think it's the Wraith. Yeah. So hopefully that answers that question. Will Doyle, meet any crazy old timers on the mountain? It's late night. Need some weird stories. Oh, I got one for you from when I lived in Steamboat. So if you've ever been to Steamboat, the way their terrain park is just a chair that goes up, and then the NASTAR course is to the right, and the jump line is under the chairlift, and then there's this bowl over here and stuff. So if you're lapping and there's no line, you can ride down and get right on the chair without unstrapping. So I was doing that. So I come down and I get up and I'm on the load line and I'm waiting for the chair. And it's not a busy day by any means. And out of nowhere, I hear, hey, watch out, you need to move. Boom. This fucking old timer with like 210 Solomon Shalom slalom skis there fucking hits me and tries to push me over. And the chair, I mean, there was probably between me and the chair maybe 3 feet. He hits me. All right. And he tries to push me down, but I grabbed, this is an old chair, so it's got like the center bar. So I reach back and I grab it and I pull myself up, and he's literally trying to push me off the chair right now. So I get up on and I'm like, whew. And all I hear is him go, what the fuck is your problem? And I look at him and I was like, excuse me? What? I said, excuse me, I'm coming in. And I was like, and you could have stopped and got the next chair. I don't understand why you had to try to fucking thread the needle. And then he tried to push me off. And so he's screaming at me and he's just berating me like, fuck you. You know who I am. I've been skiing before you're alive. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck that. And I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm just taking it and taking it and taking it. So I reach down and he doesn't see me do this. I unstrap my binding. So now I've got one free leg, which allows me to move around. So I'm goofy. So, right foot, right next to this guy. And he's berating me, and he's just screaming at me, and he's like spit's coming out. And I'm like, okay, you want to play this game? He doesn't even see it coming. I reached over, I fucking grabbed his goggles, pulled him back, and snapped him right into his face. Reached over, grabbed him again, pulled him down around his neck, and just punched him right in the face. Just hit him square in the fucking face. I get myself into a position where I can get up on my knee, and I've just got him by the throat, and I'm just slamming him into the side of the chair, screaming at him. And I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Fuck you. Fuck this. Don't ever put a fucking hand on me. You fucking hit me. I was in front of you. The skier in front of you has the right of way. And I'm going off on him, and I just let him have it. And I was like, by the way, you want to talk down to me as a snowboarder? My grandfather founded the National Ski Patrol. Fuck you. He was a lawyer for them. Fuck this. Fuck that. And I'm screaming. And at this point, the music is silent in the park. Everyone's just looking up at this, and I'm on my knee just screaming. And this guy, he's like almost out cold, just sort of like, don't touch me, don't touch me. And like he's screaming, and he's like, I'm calling the cops, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I was just like, wham, just hit him again. And I was like, fuck you, fuck this. Because while he was yelling at me, he's hitting me with his hand like this. And I'm just like, I'm not going to fucking have it. So we're about a chair away from the top of it. And the lifty comes out and is like, what's going on? I was like, this dude assaulted me down there. He's been hitting me. I defended myself. Fuck him. And the guy's like, well, we're going to do this. We're going to call the cops. And I was like, fuck this. I don't have time for this. I looked down. We're about maybe 15 feet up in the air. I looked at the guy, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you. And I just pushed him as hard as I could and then jumped off the chairlift. And he's like all discombobulated again. And he fucking just eats shit on the ramp. Lifty's like, hey, I need to talk to you. I was like, fuck this. And I used to live on the mountain, so I like just rode around the park, back around, and cut to the cross cut by my house and left. But yeah, this dude was like full-blown like racist skier like you've never seen. Like, fuck you, I'm in the right, after hitting me from behind, which is like how every story fucking happens. It's like some crazy old-timer that just thinks they're fully in the right and I'm in the way, and I'm like just like doing my own thing, and this shit happens. But yeah, I mangled some like 60-year-old dude because he just kept hitting me and berating me, and I fucking just lost my shit. And yeah, so yeah, Steamboat. Don't live there anymore. Yeah. Believe me, I got a few other ones like that. So, whatever. M. Golding 16 in all caps locks. Solomon 2019 boards delamming, taking 2 ultimate rides back on warranty. What's something similar? So if you're looking for something similar to the ultimate ride and you want to try something a little bit different, you should probably look at like the GNU Billy Goat, the Libtech Hot Knife, GNU Mueller, the Libtech Swiss Knife, something like that. That'll give you that like speed with still some camber, and you can drive it off of it. Or maybe like a Telos DST as well. Let's see what. And no, I'm no one's hero. Violence is not the answer, but I'm really good at ultra violence because there's like a switch in my head and it goes off and I'll just kill someone. So don't punch skiers, just spray them. It's a lot more funny to spray them. So yeah. Dweezy, man, if I did that, they would have shot my black ass, no hesitation. Well, see, you just got to know how to get away with it. That's it. Marcus used to get away with shit like that. Crystal Savirdra, any thoughts on the high society rare? No, because high society, like, they're just such a bitch to work with. And aren't they just literally rebranded Never Summers? Like, they don't even offer anything different. They just slap their graphic on it. So, yeah. Let's see. Dominic White. Oh, I'm too skinny to punch anyone effectively. We've already been over this in top fives. Throat punches, like a good solid chop, the side of your hand right into the larynx right there, well placed, will drop anyone. When in doubt. Also, if you can't do that, cup your hand like this and hit them over the ear. If their ear is exposed, you will cause a mini concussion in there and drop them. Also, when in doubt, stick a finger in their fucking nose. I had to do that one time when I was a door guy in a ski town. This guy was just fucking going off about how he was an MMA fighter and he was going to kick my ass and all this shit. Just because I wouldn't let him in the bar. We were at capacity. And he's like, what are you going to do about it? I took this finger and literally just shoved it right in his nose, hooked him, and just pulled him down to my face. And I was like, now what are you going to fucking do? He cried. He cried like a little bitch. So, yeah. Also, dick punches are always a positive, too. I do not deny that I will kick someone in the balls or punch them. Or in the case of me versus the Air Force Academy, grab the guy's dick and twist until it pops. You can check that out on the Friday the 13th live stream, I think 2 or 3. One of those. I tell the whole story of that one. Oh, let's see. Also, the whole nose thing, I actually got that from the movie The Lady Killers with Tom Hanks, which is not actually a good movie by any means, but this little... I think he was Japanese or Chinese or something, but he was like this little nationalist guy, and he had all this military stuff. He literally put 2 fingers up a guy's nose, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if I did one. And that's where I got the idea in the heat of the moment. Also, when in doubt, you can always rip someone's weave out, too, or their hair. Alvinson, good morning from the UK. Have you ridden anything from Amplid recently? Looking to pick up the Pennaquark, but can't justify the price tag. I haven't. They have no distribution in the US anymore, so it's really tough to get anything from them. Yeah, so it's just really hard to get anything from them, unfortunately. So, yeah. Anonymous K, I'm now looking forward to the Friday stream. Did I promise a live stream on Friday? I can't even remember if I promised a live stream on Friday. Fuck, I gotta remember some. I gotta start writing shit down. These concussions are seriously fucked me so bad. Leo Tigano, how does a Flex 7 board compare to a Flex 5 board for park riding? It doesn't, because those numbers are arbitrary. Those are literally made up in marketing meetings. They're like, well, we'll just call it a 5 Flex, a 7 Flex. Doesn't fucking matter. Look at the weight range on a board. Let's say it's 120 to 170 pounds. Are you going to tell me that someone that's 120 pounds is going to flex the board the same as someone that's 170 pounds? No, that's it. Flex ratings don't mean shit. They're made up garbage. So, yeah. Also, I love Asian people. Don't anyone think that. I love Asian people. People keep calling me a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm just boneheaded, so there's a difference. Face Skater, can ski shops fix boards that are chipped? My nose is chipped and the wood is hanging off, but still connected because of the graphic film on top. Epoxy glue and pressing or what? So just go get some 2-part marine grade epoxy, mix in more resin than hardener, so that way it'll flex a little bit more. And what you do is you just mix it up with a stick, slather it all over it, slather it in there, take a piece of duct tape, put it over it, and then you can take like 2 pieces of cardboard or like thin pieces of wood or 2 metal scrapers, put it on there, clamp it down, let it sit overnight, take it off the next morning, peel the duct tape off, clean up any of the loose epoxy that's off of that, you're good to go. That's literally it. Like, I used to charge people $80 for a repair like that, and it would take me 10 minutes, and then the board would just sit in the corner. So, yeah, there you go. So let's see. Brennan Sawada. That's what a racist would say. Okay. I don't really give a shit anymore. The internet seems to just dictate what I am. Waterball. Avern's not a racist. He hates everyone. That's true. If you hate everyone equally, you're not a racist. You just hate everyone. I can't wait for the fucking apocalypse. I am so going to, like, if I don't die in the first 10 days and I make it past the first 6 months, it's going to be 10 years of hard living, and then I'm going to die, and the apocalypse is going to be great. And everyone thinks it's going to be like the Road Warrior. They don't understand we're going to run out of gas after 9 months, and then it's going to be more like Turbo Kid, where we're all riding bikes, which is going to be great because we're going to have like these death bike cars. It's going to be like a bad Roger Corman film. Fucking so excited about that. Let's see. This is kind of funny. Frank 0020. Top 5 was watching some Aussie girls' top 5 things to take traveling, and one was a vibrator. The yogis. I just wanted to share that. Like, you do a top 5 video, and then suddenly YouTube just starts putting you down the YouTube hole. You get some weird shit out there. I have watched some really weird videos because I was watching snowboard shit, and it just sort of transitioned, and I'm sitting there going, I should change this. Oh, this is weird. This is creepy. So, yeah. There we go. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Mr. Triple Power, any thoughts on the bent metal joint bindings? Yeah, I got a few thoughts on them. I need to ride them. Kevin's ridden them. We actually have a review of that binding. Hopefully we'll have some reviews end of this month, if not next month. I'm a little bit behind on some stuff, but I got about 30 binding reviews, so that should be coming right there. Let's see what else we got going on here. Damian Jensen, what will be your bindings recommendation for a board such as the K2 Manifest or E-Jack Knife in the Union range? Atlas, start with the Atlas and then work your way up from there if you want something stiffer. I think for the E-Jack, the Atlas would be totally fine. Otherwise, there's I would probably Manifest. I'd probably go with like more like Felcor or God, what's that new one? Kevin probably knows it. That's got the carbon and shit in there. We were actually looking at it the other day, and I can't think of the name of it right there. So yeah, Paul WB, would a Jigsaw HD work for you instead of a head case? The Jigsaw HD will be stiffer than the head case, drastically stiffer. So you need to be aware of that. It would not be the best substitute for a head case. Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully the connection's going well. I don't know. I think the wind is blowing outside. I swear to God, like an ant marches on the coaxial cable and the shit fucking collapses. Dominic White. So I have multiple cards for my Icon Pass. If I let my homie borrow one of them a day and we go riding together, how likely is it that I'd get caught? Oh, fucking super likely. Anytime you activate a new one, it deactivates all the old ones. So don't do it because it's pass fraud, and they will, depending where they are, they will nail you for theft of services, which because the season pass is over X number of dollars, can be like it goes from misdemeanor to felony. Yeah, so there we go. Damian Jensen, did you notice the same issue when testing the K2 Joy Driver? I mean, what you found on the Manifest, which is not good at carving on low angle terrain. Fuck, dude, I haven't been on a Joy Driver in probably like 2 years, so I don't think there's a video review in the Snowboard Reviews playlist. If you go to angrysnowboarder.com and type in Joy Driver, you'll get the written review, and that should tell you what you're looking for. Phil Wang. Hey, I was pretty set on sushi until Kevin's review and thought maybe I should go with the sashimi. You made it sound like the sashimi wasn't very maneuverable, though, so just confused. Uh, I rode the regular sashimi. The sashimi light is way more maneuverable. I kind of wish I'd ridden that. Like, I think in the process of them getting us samples, because I'm pretty sure they were samples, I think that the sashimi I rode wasn't exactly accurate to spec, and the sashimi light might have actually been the core to the regular sashimi in there. But I would I'd go with the sashimi light unless you've got like a really big foot. So yeah. Fedimation. My friend swears by never scraping his board when waxing. Is he just nuts or a genius? He's fucking lazy. He's neither. He's fucking lazy. So you got this gob of shit that's not a smooth surface at all, just dragging until it disappears. I think waxing is a crock of shit already, which I've talked about numerous times, so I'm not going to rehash that one. But he's just fucking lazy. So yeah. Brandon Swada, is it worth it to ride a basin this weekend? Dude, from what I've been hearing, it's not busy on the weekends. Like, I was there Friday for opening. There's maybe 100, 150, but one of the snowboarders of the internet fan club there, guys, Jason Moore, he hit me up and was like, hey, I checked the webcam at like 10:30 and there was no line, so I drove up figuring, what the fuck, I'll go make some laps. And he was like, there was maybe like 75 people. He goes, I never waited in line more than 3 minutes. I'd say it's probably actually safe. I think Gay Basin's going to be dead this year. Bottled and cork. This feels like normal snowboard question, Avery, not crazy late night, Avery. Tell some stories, Uncle Avy. Alrighty. So this one's going to go way back to the 1990s. And I'm gonna paint this picture for you. It is my first season snowboarding. I have a solid 25 days under my belt, and I have bought my very first used snowboard. It was an old Morrow Adam. It might have been an Adam Merriman Pro model, but I don't think he ever rode for Lamar. But it was an old shovel tip with Morrow low back bindings, and I was riding old Airwalk half pipe freestyles. I mean, there was no support. Like, you could just tweak that boot. Anyways, it was basically a Sorel. But anyways, it's Holiday Valley. And if you've ever been to Holiday Valley, New York, in the base area, there's two chairlifts. So there's the Mardi Gras Express that goes this way, and it's a high-speed quad. And then there is the Cindy's triple chair. At least I think it was a triple. It might be a quad now. And it goes up here, and then to the right was Foxfire, where the half-pipe and the jump line was. So it's about, I don't know, 3 in the afternoon, spring, gray bird day. Kind of warm, kind of shitty. And the hot chick, I can't remember her fucking name, but I know her boyfriend was a douche, and we always were hoping she'd break up. But anyways, she's directing traffic, and so she motions to me. She's like, hey, you can come up. So I go to move, and I just stop dead. I'm just like, what the fuck? So I look down, and there's 2 skis right between my feet. And I'm like, okay. And there's this fucking 50-year-old guy sideways with his skis on my snowboard through the bindings. I can't move. She's like, yo, are you coming? And I was like, I can't. So like, he's not even paying attention. He's talking to someone. So I just like tap him lightly on the shoulder. He's like, hey, excuse me, sir. Can you get off my board? I'm being called into the line. I just need to go. He turns around. You can fucking wait. Okay. All right. You want to play this game? I'm not going to play this game. Take my back foot, step right down on his ski, eject him. I pushed him over, grabbed the ski, and fucking hammer tossed it into the pond, because there's a snowmaking pond, because it's a golf course. Fucking hammer tossed it into the dead center of the pond. I mean, this is like fucking the scene from Highlander where he throws the broadsword and it just like sticks, or even the Mel Gibson movie there where he gets disemboweled. I can't think of it. It's not The Patriot. It's the other one. Highlander. No, not Highlander. Braveheart. Where he throws the sword. So that's what I fucking hammer tossed this thing. And it just flies, and it's just sticking out of the middle of the pond. It like broke the ice, and it's just sitting there. And the guy just looks at me, and I was like, well, have fun getting that. Sucks to suck. And I just got on the chairlift and left him there. And this guy, I guess from what everyone said, just didn't say anything, clicked out of his other ski, walked over, broke through the ice, and just sort of trudged out, got his ski, and just left. Like, just literally left. Like, I fucking utterly destroyed him. I was probably like 16 at the time, 15, 16. Just completely, utterly fucking destroyed him. So, yeah, there. Hopefully that answers that question. Jeffrey Ellis, what are your thoughts on Arbor Hemlock and Arbor Cypress? We actually have a review of both of those up. Kevin did it, so you can check that out. I think they have like a cool design to it, but I've been hearing issues about durability, like screw stripping and paint chipping, which the paint chipping is whatever, but it's hit or miss. Like some people never have a problem, and some people are like, "Oh, I fucking destroyed them." I think give them another year to work out some kinks. So yeah, hopefully that does it. Jenny Muir Adelman, favorite short fat for trees. Right there. Telos backslash. 100% the Telos backslash. So, yeah. And also, while we're here, since some people missed it earlier, here is an old Averin season pass photo. Bask in the glory of that mullet and mustache. I was also probably like 240 pounds in that photo. Tyler Dahl, GNU Headspace versus the Finest. The Headspace will be snappier, more responsive, and have more drive to it. The Finest will be more playful, buttery, but I think has a better side cut to it. Let's see. Rusiat Stark, so as fun and as great as my Mercury is, I was thinking about getting a park board. Any recommendations? I'd say I'm an advanced rider all month. I can hit medium to large jumps, but struggle with extra large. If you're looking for like straight camber, and you want something for jumping, Interior Plane Project Honolulu, Solomon Huckknife Pro, Ride Burnout would be 3 right there. Otherwise, the Yes Jackpot is one of my favorites. The Capita a Simulator is my favorite for 2020. So yeah. Let's see what else we got going. Bottle and Kirk, I gotta say, I want to try the backslash. Bring it with you on your West Coast trip. Oh fuck yeah, I will, dude. That thing is a blast, man. Let's see. Gabriel, I'm worried about the 2020 Marhar Lumberjack. Any reviews on the way? No, because it hasn't changed. There is that Marhar Lumberjack X review, but there's no change from the 19 to the 20 in there. In fact, Nate hit me up a couple weeks ago and said that he's actually trying to bring back the original tip shape to the Lumberjack because people complained about the 19 having a different tip shape. So 2021. Dean Hinton, how do snowboard manufacturers determine weight ranges? Sorcery, magic, bone casting, and tarot cards. No, actually, it comes down to, I think they use like a physics model. Any legit one does. Yes, Giltson, they kind of just wing it out their ass and hope that it works. But no, the weight range is loosely based on the physics, the dynamics of a weight distributed off the reference stance coupled with the running length / effective edge of the board, as well as core depth and additives. So yeah. Let's see what we got here. Center Boys, hey Averin, would you say that the Orca is good for spins? I would like to get into the backcountry freestyle. I don't do much freestyle, but I would like to train. Oh yeah, go for it. Send it. You'll be fine. There's more than enough the swing weight on that board. The only thing that's going to be weird is you do have a little more nose than tail, but other than that, you'll be fine. Send it. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Johnny Snipes is in here. Nice. Let's see. Paul W. Fuck, why do people need to be on your ass in the lift line? I'm always picking up and slamming my board when peeps are creeping on me like that. Dude, I don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is in Western New York. So where I grew up at Holiday Valley, they didn't allow snowboarding till 93 or 94. Because I remember my brother did it, and then they had the no air rule. So you couldn't get air at all, otherwise you get your pass pulled. And then it was the knee high rule, so you could only ollie as high as that ski patroller's knee, and if you went higher, they'd pull your pass because you're out of control. And when they first allowed snowboarding, you were only allowed on the left side of the bunny hill, which is like no man's fucking land, Cindy's Run, and Mardi Gras, and that was it. So you had 3 runs out of the 52 that they had. And there's you know, I mean, that was also 20-something years ago, so it was a different time back then. There was still that ski or snowboard thing. Plus, Western New York is about 7 years behind on everything that's going on in the real world. So I wouldn't be surprised when I go back there in December if I have to fight a skier. I really wouldn't. I literally wouldn't be surprised. But I just, everyone that I ever have a problem with, I feel like they're an asshole to begin with. And I'm an asshole. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a fucking huge asshole. And I don't back down from anything, which is probably going to get me killed at some point if the CTE doesn't get me. But, yeah, so I don't back down from it. So it's like, you just escalation to the next level. But there's just, I don't know. Like, that's part of the reason I'm happy I don't ride Vail Resorts, because I know I would probably just throat punch so many motherfuckers. Yeah, so... Brendan Sawada, Averin, I need the hoodie you're wearing. Okay, so everyone, this hoodie is going to come out. It will come out in November. It will be a limited run. I'm not sure how many pieces. There will be 2 colorways for sure. I know that much. And there will also be a limited run, waterproof. It's DWR rated, 5,000 rated coach's jacket. I think it's 5,000. I don't think it's 500. I think it's 5,000. I've got a sample, and all I know is I keep spilling water on it. It doesn't do anything but beat up and roll off. So, yeah. So, Benja Mariano, any thoughts on deluxe boots? They're severely lacking in technology compared to other ones. I mean, they're still using such a wide footprint and so much material and padding in there. They're very Euro. They have a very Euro fit to them. Their speed zone is crap. It's just crap. I'll be honest with you. It's crap. I think that they could make a better boot. Beeswax, intermediate progressing, currently on Machete with limiteds, wanting something more directional, all mountain freestyle, mostly side hits, carving, a little free ride. So you want more directional, but you want it all mountain freestyle. I mean, the next logical progression would be going to the algorithm, because it does have a 3/4 setback, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, fuck it. Get a goddamn Super Pig and send it, bud. Yeah, so there. Let's see. Paul Falconbridge. Averin, are you permitted to leave your country of residence? If so, will you be visiting Europe 1920? I have a passport. They gave me that. I think it expires next year. I should probably look into that. This year, probably not leaving the country. Next year, maybe. Got some ideas for some stuff I want to do. So, yeah. Let's see. Ted Minkasi, dedicated powder board for surfing the deep to complement my Warp Pig. Well, realistically, your next progression should be a Super Pig. Otherwise, you could go to a Mountain Pig, but that's really aggressively stiff. If you stayed with Ride, if you really want to get something way different than the Warp Pig, but would be awesome, check out the Endeavor Archetype. That's my personal favorite. That'll really go more like an old school surfy or longer swallowtail type board. So yeah. Oh, let's see. Jason Nick 885 hitting up Niseko for the first time mid-February. Undecided on which boards from my quiver to bring. Which 3 for Japan? Tree, Angles, and Terrain. Nitro Pow, Flo Darwin, Cool Bean, Warpig, Burton Fish. Okay, so nix the Nitro Pow and Cool Bean. Take the Darwin for sure. Take the Warpig. And honestly, I don't even think. I guess you could take the Fish as well in case you get in. You need some like extra camber in there. But yeah, between the Darwin, Warpig, and Fish, I think those would be the 3 that I would take. Let's see. Am I missing anything in here? I think we caught up on those questions. So yeah. got going here? Patrick Buziaks. I currently have the Ride Helix, looking for something to ride all mountain and powder on West Coast. I'm looking for something to go down on jumps, side hits, and power. Any thoughts on boards to take? Well, I mean, if your Helix is broken in, which takes about 30 days, which is obscene for any snowboard to break in, that would be a good one. But if you're looking for something that's a little more powder focused but all mountain, maybe swoop that ride Super Pig. Otherwise, you could do a Libtech Orca. You could do a Marhar Lumberjack, although that might be a little too twin for you. Let's see. The Libtech Short Fat comes to mind as well. If you want to go to something like a little more traditional, there's the Yes Globe NSB, the Jones Mountain Twin as well, the Capita Mercury. So hopefully that gives you a few options there. Bort Simp, thoughts on fixed bindings? Fixed actually are really solid bindings. They just have a really big footprint. Like they're super fucking wide, and they've been working on that. I like what Jason, the owner of Fix, is doing, and I need to get some more from him to do reviews. I think I might have been the only person for a while that had any reviews of them. Other than the wide footprint, like I like the concept. Like they do a very modular thing where you can replace everything individually, and they order their parts from separate manufacturers, so it's all pre-made, so they just assemble it except for the base tray. The discs are big though. Even their mini discs seemed kind of big, if I remember correctly. So yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. Ted asks, what about the chipping issues with the topless top sheet designs from Ride? Any update? I haven't heard anything, but here's the deal. So anyone that's got a ride board with the topless top sheet and you're worried about it chipping, take a file and go around the top sheet with it and file a bevel into it that's going to pull it back a little bit. And that way, if you hit anything, it'll glance off. It's something I do with regular top sheet boards, and I actually did a whole beginner video or tutorial or something about a year ago on how to do that. So Elvin's son, love the t-shirt on the lady mannequin. Yeah, I was wondering how many people were going to catch that. That is James Beastie from the Good Ride, and says, would you buy a snowboard from him? I mean, realistically, would you buy a fucking snowboard from him, dude? He's not a fucking snowboarder. He's like a sleazy used car salesman that's going to sell you a car that he rolled the odometer back on. And he's not even going to be good at selling it. El Capitan and you. Want to finally get into snowboarding. Loveland has an affordable lessons and pass package. Thoughts on lessons at Loveland? Are your vid on resorts hiring idiots? Loveland's like kind of an anomaly in itself. Like I know a lot of people that have worked there that are friends of mine, and I think that they would be really good people to learn from. Plus that whole rental lesson package, I think after you're done, you can apply that price to a season pass. And so it's like another $100, and you get a free. You basically get a season pass for the rest of the season. I think it's really well worth it. Like it's a really good idea, and if that gets you hooked on snowboarding, it's a really awesome thing. So I mean, like, you really want to get into snowboarding, you got to fucking dive in, man. You can't half-ass it. If you're obviously watching this channel and stuff, go for it. It's a life-changing thing. Just fucking go do it, man. So yeah. Let's see. I think we're catching up on everything. Phil Wang, I'm 180, but the Sashimi 156 is a weight range from 130 to 175. Is it wise to downsize to the 52, which has a weight range to 170? Just worried on POW float for my weight. Are you riding heavy POW or light POW? That's the big thing. So if you're riding light POW, don't fucking worry about it. You're going to get up on top. If you're riding heavy POW, that's the only thing that I would really worry about. That coastal West Coast POW that's coming in, just got a lot of moisture in it. That would be the only time I'd really worry about it. But I think their weight ranges are off on those boards to begin with. Alvaro Batista, is the Capita simulator somewhat forgiving, or do you have to be on your top game all the time? Thanks. Oh no, dude, no, not at all. That board is so mellow. Like when you're on top of your game, it just performs better. But if you just want to be lazy and laid back, it's good. It'll be stiff when you get it, though. The fair warning, it takes a little bit to break it in, but by about day 3, you should be fine on that. So Let's see. Uh, ooh. Got a super chat from Tocino 2000. Is cocaine and snowboarding a good combo? Well, you'll be way more alert and know what's going on around you. You'll be like, oh, fuck, what? Then again, if you're buying coke in some ski towns, you're really just buying baby laxatives and meth, so you're probably shitting yourself and freaking out at the same time. So, kind of a crapshoot on there, man. Unless you're like bringing that cocaine in from Florida and it came straight off the boat from Colombia. But if you're buying it in a ski town, it's probably been cut like 100 times with baby laxatives, so you're probably just gonna shit yourself more than anything. Paul WB, have you written the old Solomon Pact? I think it was Daniel Frank's board. Remember it being stiff in every direction. Was that the one that was all blue on the top sheet? Because I always thought that was like the FR 750 or something like that, because they had weird names back then. I want to say I wrote it, but I mean, that was like 20 years ago. Fuck. Let's see what else we got going on. Josefa Brechterfield, thoughts on Zion snowboards? I kind of have some issues with them because they push a religious message on people inadvertently. I've noticed that. I feel like they're kind of a God Squad thing, and frankly, keep your religion away from me. I don't need your snake cult in my life. That's it. I do know they come out of a good factory, but I think they only make like 750 boards a year, if that. It's probably like 500 boards. So it's not something that everyone's going to have, which always surprises me that they even get as much brand recognition as they do. But I've never ridden one, but I know where they're from, and I know what mold it comes from, and I've ridden it from like 4 other companies. Yeah. Let's see. WBX, will the hoodie ship internationally? Yeah, everything ships internationally when I do stuff. So takes like 2 to 4 weeks is what I say roughly for a package to get there. I think it's closer. Like the longest I think it ever took was 10 days. So it's like basically I usually put the sale up on Friday, run it through the weekend. Everything processes through by Wednesday the next week, and then by Friday the following week I ship everything out. I've only had, I think, 3 shipping issues. I had one where the fucking goddamn package went all around the world. Like literally, it had a stamp from almost every country, and then 8 months later, it was returned to me. So yeah. Let's see. All right. Well, I see Kevin is out of the chat, so hopefully he answered your guys' questions. I saw that he was doing his thing there. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I think we're kind of caught up on some questions here, unless anyone's got anything good going on. All right. Okay, so a lot of people keep asking me about the Vans boots and shit. Here's the thing, and I've said this a million times. The best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. I think Vans is in a way better factory than they've been in. I think they're making some quality stuff right now. But the problem is other snowboard YouTubers, Snowboard Pro Cam, are telling people that Vans are literally the best boot and that everyone should buy them. Well, that's not true. Like the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs, and everyone's foot has different needs. Try on before you buy, or if you do buy before you can try, make sure you have a good return policy. Like, ironically enough, you can actually order snowboard boots from Zappos.com. I found out it's not a normal thing, but I've seen people do it, and they do have return shipping because it is Amazon. So, food for thought. Linares, how long do you think it will be before carbon entirely replaces wooden boards, seen as the layups can produce almost limitless variations? In fact, there's been companies in the past that have done it. Wood has a better property to it. Like, I hate riding all carbon boards. They don't react, and the worst thing is if you flex them the wrong way and they twist or anything, they become really brittle and break. I don't think that we're ever going to see full top to bottom carbon construction, All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see. Fizzled, when you product test, how long do you spend with them before giving your final review? It varies from product to product, but the big thing with how I do everything is I have very set runs at A Basin and Copper, so like I can hit consistently what I need to do it. I mean, some boards I can know how it's going to ride in three good laps, and some I'll ride them all fucking day. What I typically do is I have a morning board and an afternoon board, so I'll go and I'll ride like a free ride board, pow board, whatever, and go smash that all morning. Then I switch to another board in the afternoon, so I only ride 2 boards in a day to keep it fresh. And then I try to take Saturdays off entirely from doing anything physical to recover because it does hammer it. But as I'm getting older, I think my days of reviewing will come to an end. Otherwise, I'll just turn into James Beastie, and that's fucking pointless. Like, it's better to go out in your prime rather than fucking be the butt rock band from the 80s that's still touring nightclubs and setting your drummer on fire and killing 7 people. Yeah. So, Aaron Taylor, GNU 4 opinions. Thank you. Well, I have a review of it, so if you haven't seen the review of it, swing on over to the GNU review playlist. Check that out. I was not a fan of the 4. I was not impressed with it. I mean, I get where it's coming in the progression of forced riding, but I did not like it by and large. I feel like there's other boards in the GNU lineup that ride better and they overlap. So, yeah. Adrian Bermudez 42. What are your thoughts on Telos snowboards and why aren't they sold through Evo and REI? Well, as you can see there, that is a Telos backslash. Telos, one, I mean, they're just a small brand, and just because they're not sold at Evo and REI doesn't mean anything. It's like REI has to be really safe with what they buy, and REI's snowboard selection is whack as fuck, in all honesty. Evo, on the other hand, they take calculated risks, but they also want exclusivity. And here's the thing, like, Telos is the factory brand for GP87, a factory, and they've been burned in the past. Like, the factory's been burned by small brands, so they get it, and they understand the profit margin of selling direct. So they're selling direct because they can pretty much build the suit. Like, they don't have to make an obscene amount of boards. They can do that. And so Telos makes some amazing boards. Like, they really do. Eric Luthart, their designer, is a friend of mine. Ben Schwitz, the CEO, I know him well. Like, I know the guys over there. They make a really good product. They have decades of experience behind it. And as such, they've been able to leverage that and make some really good boards. I'm not saying they don't make duds. Like, that Telos Blunt I rode was fucking a turd. But the DST was amazing. The backslash is super fucking amazing. I rode the Ride and Seek Swallowtail. It wasn't the most mind-blowing thing I've been on. I've been on better ones, but it was good. I mean, it wasn't bad. It's a snowboard. It's a Swallowtail snowboard. So, but it kind of comes down to, I think, orders, pre-orders, and whatever shop takes them on has to take a slight risk because it's an unknown brand, even though I think they're having an amazing sell-through because word of mouth. Ian the Welshman. Morning, dude. Going to the UK ski and snowboard show in a few weeks. What are the top kookiest bad ideas to look for? Top 3 insults I can use if I find Gilsons. Ooh, that's a good one. So, rotational bindings. Guaranteed you're going to see some kind of fucking rotational binding. Someone's going to have a weird rear entry or step-on binding that makes no fucking sense. And then someone will have some kind of fucking product, goggle, something bullshit. You're going to look at it and be like, what problem are you solving? Like, they created a problem so they could solve the problem and then try to sell you the problem. If you do run into Gilson, you need to ask them how you stone grind their base. That's always a fun one. Be like, you can't even stone grind their base. It's fucking pointless. It's funnier more to fuck with Gilson by asking them really technical questions that they cannot answer. Like, well, what if I get a base, I get a core shot but by the edge into the base in the center because, they sit. How do I stone grind that to get it level? And they'll tell you that someone can hand finish it. I don't know many shops that will hand finish a base, but it's always funny to fuck with them. The other thing is to always point out and be like, you guys always talk about your boards are so flexy, but that they have so much snap. Flex and snap are literally 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. So they say a lot of counterintuitive things. The other thing you could always just ask them if you run into them is be like, so when's your grant from the state of Pennsylvania going to run out so you go out of business? Yeah, so there you go. Let's see. Skylar W., what needs to be broken in on a board? I keep hearing you say there is a break-in time. Everything breaks in. You ever bought a new car? You bought new shoes? They break in. Everything fucking breaks in. Like, literally the moment you buy a snowboard, like that's as stiff as it's ever going to be. It's only going to get softer from there on out. On top of the fact, you've probably never done this, but if you go into a snowboard shop and you see a snowboard and it's still got the shrink wrap on it, not the plastic bag, but the actual shrink wrap that it came in from wherever it was shipped, grab it, hold it by the nose, push into the center of it with all your weight, and you will hear the fiberglass crack and release. That is what breaking it is like. So, yeah. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Beeswax, are you upgrading to Super Pig? Size 8 boot and 70 kilograms. Which size would you recommend? What is it? There's the 48, I think, is what you're looking at. If not, what is it? 70 kilograms, what, like 150, 160 pounds? Yeah, I think you want like the 148 or the 151. I'm loosely gauging that. Let's see. Chase Pickney, it's true that Park City Coke is all meth. Well, yeah. Duh. It's Utah. Bottled and Court, go see Dexter Rutecki for all your cocaine needs. Only if you're in Aspen. Cube Monkey, any thoughts on the ride Tridents? And if ride fixed the issues with water leaking into the boots? Many thanks. By the way, Tridents fit my feet the best, and Threxus are a close second. I don't know if they fixed the leaks. I think it was actually like a whole design flaw that it would like funnel, snow would melt and then funnel in and then leak on you. I don't know if they fixed anything on that. So yeah, let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. Crystal Savidra, I'm looking for a camber board, and I'm on the fence between the 56 Rome mod or the 57 Lobster Center. Going for a do anything all mountain twin camber. Fuck, get the mod, get the mod, get the mod, get the mod, get the mod. Just get the mod. That board is fucking phenomenal. So yeah. Linares found a bunch of cheap old boards with red top sheets. You ever seen any cool things made from old boards other than shot sticks or benches? Cutting boards. Yeah, there's a guy doing cutting boards out of old ones. It was really cool to see that. I've seen him used like as door stops or something like that, or wall dividers, things like that. Saw someone turn one into a chandelier one time. My favorite are when people turn them into front bumpers on trucks or spoilers on the back of a car. That always makes me laugh. Leo Tagano, differences between Union Strata versus Burt Malavita Reflex. So the biggest difference is Union is a two-piece construction, so you've got the base and then the forged aluminum heel cup, which is going to be a little more rigid than the unibody construction of the Malavita, which is going to be a unibody construction, so you got that whole uniform flex in there. Then the straps are different, the high backs are different. Also, the shaping of the Strata changes how it actually sits on the board compared to the Reflex. So yeah. Roger Mock picked up a new Spam last season based on your review. Just curious what board this year would be similar to the Spam. Well, there was the Spasm, and then they kind of merged it into the anti-gravity. It's either the anti-gravity or there's another one, and I can't think of the name right now, unfortunately. But what is it? No, I think they did merge it into like the anti-gravity to really push it. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Tanner Galombus, what did you ride opening day at eBay? Was the coverage good enough to not use a rock board? I grabbed my Amplitude Pillow Talk just because it was the only thing that had bindings on, because I literally left the gym, came here, grabbed all my shit, threw it in the car, and just left. I didn't have anything mounted up. There's still, I was up there today. There's still like little rocks poking through here and there. Coverage is decent, not amazing. I've ridden up there with way worse coverage in opening day. So there's that. Otherwise, normally I would have just busted out the K2 Shark Bite, but that thing's fucking under a stack of boards and I didn't feel like digging it out. Let's see. Oh, what else we got going on here? Sandra Castro, I love your stories getting into arguments with 60-plus-year-old skier farts. Any good stories getting into fights or arguments with another snowboarder? Oh, yeah, dude. I've fucking killed. I've beaten the fuck out of people that suck. Yeah, I said this on the Friday the 13th live stream, but when it was me versus the fucking Air Force Academy. So I see these fucking dude bro tchotchkes like 2-3 chairs behind me in the line, like just fucking idiots. And I'm like, oh God, those guys are stupid. And I rode up Beaver Run at Breckenridge and I get off and I'm strapping in and I'm like looking behind me and I'm looking at this kid and I was like, I just had this feeling. I was like, this fucker's going to follow me. And I know it. So like I come down the run and the whole time I'm like, I just felt like there was eyes on me. And every time I look back, this kid was slowly gaining towards me. And, you know, I'd hit something and over on Peak 8 on Breck, there's like this just monster roller. And if you know where it is, you can just fucking send it to the moon and just shoot out. And it's got a big dip underneath it. And I was about to do it. And I was just like, don't do it. Don't do it. So I put the brakes on. And the second I did that, this kid, he went right over my board, hit the roller. No clue it was a roller. Just fucking explodes. I was like, oh, fuck this. I got to get away from it. So like, I'm like zipping away and I get down and the kid had like picked himself up and he fucking drills me from behind. And like I stop and I'm just like, what the fuck is your problem, asshole? And he falls over and he's fumbling like an idiot. And I just go up to him and I'm berating him. I'm just like, look, dude, you fucking hit me from behind. You don't know how to fucking snowboard. You need to pay attention. And you look like you're drunk. And his friend comes up from the side and sucker punches me. So I grabbed his goggles, pulled him down over his neck and just started hitting him. And we're tussling around. And that's the guy whose dick I grabbed and twisted till it popped. But basically, like, they were half snowboarders, half skiers, and I fucking took on like 7 fucking kids from the Air Force Academy and left 5 of them on the ground and 2 of them that wouldn't touch me, and they were just like, ugh. But there's that. My favorite one, though, was the fucking Pudwhack at Breck it's spring in the park, and this dude is launching every lip to the rail like it's a jump and landing in flat and trying to cut in front of people and shit, and I'm on a rail. And he tried to push me off the rail. Like, I don't know what he was doing, if he was trying to go over it or what. And he tried to push me. And I was like, what the fuck is your problem? And he stops downhill of me, and he's just screaming at me and screaming at me. And so I just fucking slide slipped with all my speed and just boom, and fucking launched him right onto his back and was like, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. You almost fucking hit me on the rail. It's your fault. You shouldn't be in the park. You can't tell me where I can go. I paid good money. I'm not saying you didn't pay good money. Saying you just don't know the rules of the park and you're being a fucking moron. And so he's sitting there and one of the Yellow Jackets comes over and he's like, I have a GoPro, where's a computer? And we can watch him accost me. And I was like, I looked at the guy and I was like, he shouldn't be in the park. He's causing problems. He's cutting people off. He's standing blind on landings. He's not paying attention and he's fucking around with his goddamn GoPro, not paying attention. I was like, he's going to cause someone to get hurt, seriously. And the best part was, like, I've never had this happen. The fucking mountain safety just looks at me. Looks at him and goes, you need to go somewhere else on the mountain, sir. And the guy's like, I paid good money. And he's like, I'm not saying you didn't, sir. You clearly don't need to be in this park. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. But I mean, I fucking launched him when I hit him. That one I fucking sent him. But there was the time back in New York when I was probably like 17. This kid was picking a fight with one of my friends. And I see him and he's just standing there. I came down the mountain full speed, jumped, shifted completely sideways, and stiffied him. Just put the board up base first and just hit him. Just fucking launched him. Just keeled him right over. And he was laying there, and his friends were like, what the fuck? And I was like, you don't fuck with my friends because they're my family, and you're fucking idiots, and you're from the Buffalo Ski Club, and fuck you. And that was the end of it. Like, I don't know if the kid was dead or not. Fucking his friends were picking him up, but yeah. So there was that. Yeah. So, yeah. Whatever. All right. What else we got going on here? What else going on? Oven Son, do you need an ASIM board in your quiver? No, you don't. I mean, it's not a bad thing to have, but you don't need it. So yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. Alexi, I'm looking for a playful board that can still shred trees. Would the Capita Simulator be a good board? I mean, if you're looking for a park board, yeah, the simulator is great. It's going to be playful. If you're looking for something for forest free riding and you want it to be playful, get a volume shifted like free ride board, like a Telos Backslash, a K2 Party Platter, Simple Pleasure, or a Cool Bean. You know, a Ride Super Pig, even a Ride War Pig, a Capita Slush Slasher, one of those. So yeah. Joseph Brechterfield, thoughts on the Lobster Stomper? I thought I had a review of that. If you haven't seen it, swing on over, check that out. There's definitely some stuff there. I thought I reviewed that one. So yeah. Oh, what else we got going on here? I feel like I just missed a few questions. Sandra Castro with the super chat. Thanks for the good story time. Yeah, well, I got all sorts of fucked up, stupid stories. I've had a really stupid life. Taylor Willis, going to Japan in February. I'm taking my winter stick round tail for deep days. What would you take for a second board? I'd go with like something volume shifted for sure. Something that can get into that low angle pow and trees, just shit like that. Something you can just fuck around with. Like you've obviously got the more free ride oriented board right there. Okay, so I didn't review the Stomper. I thought I reviewed the fucking Stomper. I have to look that up. Yeah. Anyways, let's see what else we got going on here. Tanner Columbus, any tips for starting a snowboard YouTube channel that people wouldn't hate? Dude, you're always gonna have fucking haters. Oh fuck! Did you not see the thumbnail for the second live stream of the day where I dedicated it all to trolls? Like those quotes in there were like, "You live in your mom's basement." No one in the snowboard industry. I fucking heard that for 11 years. I had haters on YouTube before I even had a YouTube. Like, oh, fuck that, dude. You're always going to have haters. It's how you fucking react to those douchebags. The thing is, they're fucking jealous. That's all there is. If they're using the same tired argument they were using 10 years ago, they don't have anything to stand on. Just go out, put yourself out there, and if people like it, keep doing it. And if it doesn't, well, hey, at least you fucking tried. That's about it. The big thing is don't be like everyone else. Be fucking unique. There's so much shit that's mundane. Like, I'm not a snowboard vlog guy. I don't like watching it. I find it fucking pointless. Like, I snowboard every day. That's me. That's why I don't vlog. I could vlog. I could probably out-vlog everyone. Wouldn't be fucking hard. It would just be more dedication to time that taken away from the stuff that actually matters to me, which is getting people in the right product and getting people snowboarding. But, you know, figure out what your niche is going to be. Figure out who you are as a person. Be comfortable with who you are as a person and go out and fucking do it. I'm a fucking asshole. I'm okay with being an asshole. I don't have a lot of like really good friends. I have a really good group of small, tight-knit friends that are like family to me, and that's it. Like, that's how I project myself here. I mean, I'm stoked that everyone finds me slightly interesting and shit because I was told that I'd never do shit with my life. But by and large, just go fucking out there and do it, man. Just whatever you do, audio. Audio is key. Always like get good audio. Like fucking figure out audio. Watch a bunch of videos on how to do that shit. It'll really make you figure stuff out. So yeah, hopefully that answers that. Zach Winter, hot take. Some snowboard manufacturers out there really need to invest more in good graphic design because no matter how good their product might be, it looks like ass, it won't sell. You got to realize almost every company is trying to figure out who they're going to make the board for and graphically. Like, honestly, if they really want to do it, you make one black, you make one white, and there you go. That's your fucking board. You got a black snowboard, you got a white snowboard. That's it. Like, graphics are so subjective. I keep joking that if I ever made the angry collab boards, I'm putting fucking unicorns farting pixie dust all over it. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to make it look like the stupidest, gayest thing on earth, and I'm not going to care. It's going to be so flamboyant. It's going to be amazing. The Goats, picked up in a simulator, but was thinking of getting some now Captain fins to go with it. I see the term surfy a lot, but not exactly sure how that will feel anything. So surfy is a little more loose. So what you got to realize is it's a little more loose. You're going to have more lateral play. Basically, like if this is your boot and it's in the binding, instead of like moving all as one, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to like it's going to engage and it's going to be a slow roll for lateral flex. With it now is you already got that skate tech, so it's going to be rolling up and down on there. But basically, what it is it's more movement. It's an over exaggerated movement instead of being more like a precision movement. Taylor Rose, did you ride the Burton one hitter? If yes, what are your thoughts on it? I didn't. Travis, my old intern, did. He's told me a few things about it. It's a little bit stiffer than I think people think it is, but I will be riding one November, maybe? So, yeah, there you go. Aaron Taylor, no love for the Arca. Where the fuck have you been? No, fuck you. Just fuck off. Fuck your question. Like, fuck off. There's plenty of talk about the Orca. You need to go move your head from your ass, wipe the shit from your eyes, unplug your ears, and you'll see that. So, yeah. SB ESPN, is the Endeavor archetype better than the backslash if you could only pick one? It's not better, it's different. So you have two different things. Like in my opinion, the archetype really excels in 8+ inches of snow, steeper terrain, something you really want the tail to sink in wide open. Where the backslash, yeah, you can ride wide open terrain and it'll get the job done, but you can get into tight trees and snake around. For me, like if I had to choose one board out of those two and I would ride it every day, it would be the backslash because I can still go get a little more freestyle focused with it. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's see what else we got going on. Fizzled snowboarder John Wick late night. No one touched my dog. That's another thing. I would kill someone if they had touched my dog. Then again, my dog probably would have killed them. My dog was a bigger asshole than me. He was an asshole to me. Fucking the most just curmudgeon-y, miserable fucking German Shepherd mix ever. Like, I'm an asshole? My dog was an even bigger asshole. And he was a dumpster dog. He literally lived in a dumpster. Like, he didn't know what to do when I took him in. He was the biggest fucking asshole. But he tried to kill a cougar one time, which was pretty impressive. Seeing him chase a mountain lion. Like, he was just like, I'm going to fucking eat this thing. I was like, holy shit, my dog's going to eat a mountain lion. But yeah. So there you go. Let's see what else we got going on here. Paul WB, how's the archetype for groomers? Not that that's its main purpose, but good there too. Dude, other than the swallowtail being a little looser, so you don't have as much power to drive off the tail with, that board will rip a fucking carve like you wouldn't believe. So, yeah. Ryan C., thoughts on the new Zoid directional asymmetric board? So, basically, the new Zoid just replaces the old Zoid, and they're doing it in limited release for people that want it. That way they can pre-order it. I like the Zoid. Kevin actually owns a Zoid. We have an episode of Kevin Carve It coming out in a couple weeks where we set it up backwards and regular. So he wrote it not only switch, but set up the opposite way of what he would. So, yeah, that was really freaky. So, yeah. Let's see. Pablo, my feet muscles are hurting a lot in the beginning of the day and then get better. Could my boots be too big? Boots could be too big, lack of arch support, combination of too big and no arch support. Couldn't be your liners need to be heat molded because it's putting a pressure point or something on a nerve ending. Could just be your boot is actually a shitty boot and just doesn't have enough dampening underfoot as well. Any number of possibilities there, bud. So, yeah. Let's see. Linares, ever get on a board and just feel nothing from it? Oh, God. Oh, my God, dude. I could just do a list of boards that just suck dicks with their buttholes. Oh, my God. The Solomon 6-piece. If you have not seen the review of the Solomon 6-piece, that board is such a fucking turd. Like, I got on it and was like, oh, my God, this thing sucks. It's the worst. Like, I've ridden boards over the year where I'm just like, the fuck is this? It's not lively. It's not damp. It's just fucking there. Oh my God, dude. It happens more than I think people think. So, yeah. There you go. Let's see what else we got going on here. Tanner asks, how often can we expect a Can Kevin Carve It episode this season? There will be 12 episodes. It's 12 episodes. They will be every Friday for 12 weeks starting this Friday. I've edited 6 of them together. I've got 6 more to go. I'm trying to finish the teaser tomorrow. I was hoping to have it done today. I was going to edit it in between live stream 2 and 3, but I had too much shit on my plate to do that. So yeah, that was kind of it. Cube Monkey, any thoughts on the Weston 10th Mountain, and did that replace the Big Chief? Yes, it replaced the Big Chief. Should be a really ripping stick. I don't know. Weston, there's a guy that works with him that's kind of butthurt and lame that just doesn't want to work with me, but I don't really give a fuck. I don't know what he's telling him. Don't really care. The guy's a fucking piece of shit. So, yeah. Anyways, tried to work with them. I really don't care if they don't want to give me anything at this point. Yeah. Colton Baker, Ward Pig or the T-Rice. That's 2 fucking opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, sure, buy them both. There you go. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Aaron Taylor, have you checked out the Burton Kendo boot? Looks pretty good. All lace. Best boot's the one that fits your foot, man. I honestly haven't looked at a Burton boot because those things just do not fit my foot, ever. Like, they probably haven't fit my foot in almost 20 years. So, yeah. Anyways. Well, we're in here 2.5 hours. I think I'm going to call it, guys. I'll take 2 more questions if anyone's got anything, and then I'm going to just fucking dip out of here because I haven't eaten dinner, and I'm fucking hungry. Got to get to the Euro stand before it closes if it hasn't closed already. So, let's see. Felipe, any thoughts on the Burton Skeleton Key as a powder board? Dude, that board rips. It's a little stiffer in the tail than I thought it would be. You can really surf turn on it. Floats exceptionally well. We do have a review of it from 2 years ago. So I don't know if it's in video form here on the YouTube channel. If not, there's definitely one on angrysnowboarder.com. And let's see. Let's see. What are we going on here? Fedimation, am I a dum-dum for learning on a 2009 Burton Blunt? No. That's what it was designed for. It's an entry-level park board to learn on. You're good. You got that. All right, I'm going to take this one last question because fucking why not? Max Nyman, why do you hit James Beastie so much? Because the guy's a fucking tool. He's a fucking tool. All right? You want to hear the fucking truth? He's not a fucking snowboarder. Oh, we're a commercial website. We run everything like we're a fucking retail website. Oh, we're going to regurgitate the same marketing. Nothing's ever bad, but if it doesn't have edge tech, it doesn't grip. I only steer off my back foot. The dude can't fucking snowboard. He's fat and out of shape. Would you buy a fucking snowboard from him? The shirt fucking says it right there. Would you buy a snowboard from him? You walk into a snowboard shop and that kook is there. Would you buy a fucking snowboard from him? The dude is not a snowboarder through and through. He will never be a snowboarder. You go look at his little backstory. The fact that he has one of his reviewers doing it and the guy rides 5 days a year. You want someone that rides 5 days a year telling you how a fucking snowboard's going to ride? Dude, I'm working on a top 25. The fact that he set up an asymmetrical board backwards and filmed the review and then realized halfway through that he had it set up backwards and then continued with the review, then uploaded it? The guy doesn't know his ass from a fucking hole in the ground. You could take him to the Grand Canyon, and he still wouldn't know if that was his ass or a hole in the ground. He's that fucking dense. The guy is a fucking sham. The amount of bad advice that he has given out is bullshit. The fact that I have for years had to correct everything that he says because it's so bad. The fact that now he's got a boot fit section on his website, which is literally he took everything I said and condensed it into word form and put it out there. The dude's never fit a boot. That dude has never looked someone eye to eye and sold them a fucking snowboard and changed their life. The guy's a fucking kook. You want to know what a snowboard rides like? He'll tell you how the company tells you to. He'll regurgitate the marketing. He's a fucking parrot. That's all he is. He has no opinion of any value or merit in snowboarding. The guy's a fucking kook. His whole job is to shotgun blast affiliate links so you click them and they buy them. If he ever wants to fucking debate me, I will take that offer. I could run circles around him on snowboard gear because that guy doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Go watch his review on the K2 Cool Beam. You can only ride that in 12 plus inches of snow. That is my favorite board for slushy snow and just ripping a groomer on. And I can still rip the park on it if I have to. That dude probably has never hit a 5-foot jump in his life. I'd love to see him hit a 5-foot jump, but he's going to tell you it hits jumps. I'm sorry, man. My knees might be going on me right now, but at least when I would go hit a 45-foot jump, I'd go hit a fucking 45-foot jump. Maybe it would be a straight air, and I'd probably look like shit in the air, but I would do it. And let me tell you, it's scary to fucking hit a 45-foot jump with a Signal Park rocker in a 149. It looks like it's flapping to take, but I did it. Fucking did it so I could see if you could actually hit a jump with it. The guy doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Seriously. You really... he's a fucking kook. And, like, if you ever see him at a trade show, which I doubt any of you would ever go to a snowboarding trade show, but if you ever see him in there, that dude is in full party mode and everyone's trying to do business and he's just like, I'm getting drunk and shit. He legitimately makes snowboard reviewers look bad to the companies that he's getting product from. But for some reason, I know he's fudging his fucking numbers. I know he's fudging his numbers, but he'll tell you, oh, I'm getting millions of views on Vimeo. Then why are you switching to YouTube, motherfucker? Because you're not getting millions of views. Vimeo counts a view if a video plays for 1.5 seconds. YouTube, it takes almost 15 to 20 seconds, I think, before they will count it as a view. So his view counts are completely overinflated on fucking Vimeo. Like, the guy is just a fucking kook through and through. Like, if you want to trust him, okay, that's fine, because all you're telling me at this point is you don't want the best product for you and someone to help you find it. You just want to be told exactly what the company's telling you and feel good, a little pat on the back, and be like, oh, I spent my money, I'm so fucking happy. That's it. The guy's a fucking kook. He's a Me Too. He follows what everyone else is doing and he parrots it. That's it. So yeah, there you go. That's my whole take on James Beastie. And I am going to do a fucking top 25 calling him out for every fucking bullshit stupid thing. Like, go watch the chick do the review of the K2 Party Plus. She didn't even know what fucking camber profile it is. How the fuck are you doing a review and you don't even know what camber profile it is and you're telling people it's a flat to rocker when it's actually traditional camber? Like, blows my fucking mind. And that people even think that there's a modicum of intelligence in him. Like, it just blows my mind. The guy would be a sleazy used car salesman that rolls odometers back. Like, that's the type of person he is. He reminds me of when I tried to buy my Volvo and I called this dealership in Victorville, California, and I had to explain to the kid how to pop the hood on it. And then the kid tried to tell me all about the car and that I didn't know what I was talking about. I literally knew where every fucking car was from Tijuana, Mexico to Quebec for what I was looking for. It's a rare car. I fucking knew it. This kid didn't know it. That's who he is. Like, there you go. So, yeah. Yeah. Does that answer everyone's question? Got a fucking rant at the end of this video. Bam! Motherfuckers. Done. Over with. Fuck that guy. Plus, he tried to pick a fight with me one time. His fat ass, karate chop right to the throat. Just fucking do it. Probably pop his kidney, too. There you go. Yeah. Anything? Anyone else? Okay. I'm done. I'm getting me a fucking Euro. I'm going to go to bed. It's going to be glorious. Oh, and shout out to Ian the Welshman, my #1 fan from the Welsh lands. Because that's what it's called now. It's the Welsh lands. It's not Wales. It's the Welsh lands. He feels better now that he can start his day with that. So, yeah. There you go. Angry late night, motherfuckers. Bam. All right. I'm out. Also, remember, can Kevin carve it on Friday?